listening to us from. This is the Naija FC Podcast, where we bring you our raw, honest, unfiltered, unreserved opinions on everything Nigerian football, from the club performances to the Super Eagles, Super Falcons, the youth teams, and so much more. As always, I'm your host, AyoT, and I have with me once again my reliable co-host.
Smith Layi. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. Today we have quite a lot to cover. We have everything from a review of this past weekend. We want to talk about Cyriel Dessers and his season so far. Ademola Lookman finally got on the score sheet after a while. A bunch of Nigerian players became champions over the weekend, so we want to congratulate them. Talk about one transfer rumor that has been swelling in the air recently. We'll talk about Victor Osimhen and his goals and everything that comes with it. And we'll talk about the under 20 AFCON that has been going on so far. 2 games for the Flying Eagles. How do you guys think they have performed? And we will wrap up by talking a little bit and counting down, looking forward to the Unity Cup. Why May? So the Super Eagles are in action this month. We'll talk about that as well. But as always, you guys know I like to begin by doing a quick review of the past weekend. Who did well? Let's just highlight them and give them their kudos very, very quickly. I'll start with the goalkeepers. As always, we had Chiamaka and Nnadozie in goal, keeping a clean sheet and making 2 saves in a penalty shootout for Paris FC. A fantastic victory for her side. They won the French Coupe de France Femini. Forgive my French, I don't quite have the accents, but they won the Coupe de France Femini, beating PSG in a very tight battle. Happy for her with that one. We also had Francis Uzoho. Yes, he was in goal, keeping a clean sheet and making 5 saves for FC Omonia. A good performance for him. He's been in the side in the last 2 matches after not playing for a while. I think their first choice got injured. So Uzoho is getting a chance to play and he's doing well so far. Fantastic performance from him this weekend. Also, Okonkwo kept a clean sheet while creating 1 chance and making 3 saves for Wrexham. Of course, Wrexham already promoted to the EFL Championship. Joshua Oluwayemi made 7 saves for Wellington Phoenix in Australia, but unfortunately his team fell to a 1-0 defeat. In defense, we had Calvin Bassey with 1 chance created, 3 goals, 1 and 3 clearances for Fulham. Franklin Tebo with a clean sheet, 2 interceptions, 5 goals, 1, 6 clearances for Salzburg. Igor Ogu got an assist while also winning 13 duels for Slavia Prague. Chibuike Nwaiwu kept a clean sheet, won 3 tackles, won 8 duels, made 11 clearances for Wolfsberger in Austria. Of course, won the Austrian Cup there as well. Leon Balogun with 2 interceptions, 5 clearances, and 7 duels, won for Rangers in their old firm derby draw against Celtic. Ibrahim Buhari kept a clean sheet while winning 6 duels and making 12 clearances for Elfsborg in Sweden. We had Kazeem Godswill with a clean sheet, 2 chances created, 3 clearances for Sterling Bosch over there in South Africa. We had Ehije Ukaki got an assist for Botev Plovdiv in Bulgaria. And then moving on to the midfield, Wilfred Ndidi with 3 tackles and 5 goals from Leicester City. And Leicester City finally won a game. Of course, they beat Southampton. But yes, Nnamdi forward with 1 chance created, 11 goals, 1 for Swindon Town. Chinwendu Nkama got a goal and an assist for AC Bellinzona. Anthony Dennis with 1 chance created, 2 interceptions, and 6 goals, 1 for Gostepe. We had Alassane Yusuf with an assist while making 3 tackles and 5 goals, 1 for New England Revolution. And Jack Ipalibo scored a goal for ZTE. I won't try to pronounce their full name. Ibrahim Olawoyin got a goal and an assist for Kaykor Rizespor in Turkey. Over to the forwards, Bamdele Yusuf, another goal for FK Vojvodina in Serbia. Sunday Emmanuel scored 2 goals for Mohammedan Dhaka in Bangladesh. Tenzin Yene scored 2 goals for Ararat, Armenia. Alexi Wobi created 3 chances while also winning 5 goals for Fulham. Paul Mukaru scored 2 goals and created 1 chance for Boluspor in their 10-1 victory. It'd be like then they play hockey. But 10-1 victory for Boluspor over the weekend. Mukaru with 2 goals and 1 chance created. Ademola Lookman was on target and also created 2 chances for Atalanta. Filippo Tele with an assist for Basel. Fantastic, beautiful assist if you haven't seen it. Beautiful assist. Tony Wakeme got an assist for Trabzonspor. Viv Solomon Otabo scored 1 goal and created 2 chances while winning 9 goals for Al Uruba in the UAE. Matthew Gomadu scored 2 goals for Arat Armenia. Gift Monday, another goal for Washington Spirit. Esther Okoronkwo, 2 goals, including 1 beautiful strike for AFC Toronto, her first 2 goals in the league. Victor Osimhen with 2 goals for Galatasaray. Cyriel Dessers 1 goal and 1 chance created for Rangers. Chinonso for 1 goal for Ada. Simi Nwankwo was on target for Salernitana. Ojo Okonkwo scored a goal for Citadella Emmanuel Ume with an assist for FC Zurich, Edna Imari with a goal for Granada against Real Madrid, Samuel Amadi scored a goal for Smoha in Egypt, Tony Payne got another assist for Everton, Samuel Akere with an assist for Bottle Plovdiv, and then Kingsley Emenike scored a goal for Jelgava in Latvia. So many people, so many players with a goal, assist, clean sheets, good performances. Kudos to all of them. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. We tracked over 450 different Nigerian players this past weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and including Monday. We had to follow over 200 different matches. So there's the possibility that I might miss out on one or two people as much as we do the work of tracking all these players. So yes, thank you very, very much. Smith, who impressed you the most this past weekend?
No, I don't want to mention Victor Osimhen. I don't want to mention Ademola Lookman. I was he's been part of the goals for Atlanta this season, but since he came out from the World Cup qualifier against Zimbabwe and Rwanda, the goals did not come again. But I'm happy that he came back and strong. You will know that if you watch the game very well, you know that he wanted to score that goal. So, and I'm happy that he got his own goal. And at least he's back. Maybe probably let the floodgate open.
Yeah.
So I'm really impressed. And look, man, Victor Osimhen too was also denied an
It
hat-trick
wasn't, I mean, it was offside.
in the game.
It's not as if-
Yeah. It was. Well,
yeah,
we
he already
expected a
took off his
picture
mask, everything, and then they pulled him back.
and everything. But it was. I don't know why the referee didn't even spot that it was offside in
I
that
mean,
moment
they
because it
tell the
was
refs to
slightly
wait now, just in case. May no be like, say, if they can't score now and it wasn't offside, they say, oh,
offside.
you
Yeah,
didn't allow them score their goal. No, but I mean, Osimhen,
yeah.
fantastic performance, of course.
I,
Go on, sir.
and congrats to them because Fenerbahce drew yesterday, so um,
Yeah,
the game is over. The Mourinho magic is. He needs to
no,
go back
no.
to
I
Africa and
mean,
go
to
and
be
read.
fair, I'm not going to put it on Mourinho. Fenerbahce squad cannot match Galatasaray. I don't think they have
How?
the same quality of players. Galatasaray have the best players, and then they have Osimhen.
See, I don't agree with you that they do that the gap
No,
between
no,
those
no.
players
I,
are that wide. Look at it. They have Skriniar from Inter
yes, they have
Milan.
Skriniar here.
They have Talisca.
Uh,
They have
Talisca that was
they
playing in
have
Saudi last year.
Tadic.
It's not. It's
Yes,
not. It's
yeah,
not the same Talisca of before.
they have Tadic. They have
They have.
Tadic.
See, they have Skriniar. I will give you Skriniar. I'll give you Fred.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you.
Uh-huh.
I can't. I'll even give you Talisca a little bit. Okay, and say that Talisca.
What about
Dusan
Tadic?
Tadic is a good player. I won't deny that. But I think overall, when you look at the Galatasaray squad, I don't think they compare.
Who's better between Skriniar and
Which
Sanchez?
and Davison Sanchez. I
Eh,
mean, Skriniar is better, but that's the only thing. That's
uh-huh.
why Galatasaray no get defense. No,
Skriniar is
Galatasaray.
close
That's
to
the
the
reason why you know that Galatasaray every match they must concede one or two is normal because their defense is not that strong. But the rest of their team, the
Mhm.
Yilmaz, the Osimhen, Morata, Lemina, Salai, Torreira,
Morata
come on
is
now,
not.
come on. Their team is better, and then their goalkeeper is better as well. Fernando Muslera. Muslera is a quality goalkeeper.
Do you?
They have Dries
Okay,
Mertens.
well,
They have Icardi
I
that is
think I rate
unfortunately
the Fenerbahce.
injured. Come on now. Galatasaray
Yeah.
squad is better. Fenerbahce is close. That's why they will come second, but it's hard. If he wins with Galat,
But the golfing gap is
the
not that
golfing gap
wide.
is like, for me, easily.
And they have
No,
Jose
see, the way I
Mourinho.
look at it, if Fenerbahce win, is like Leverkusen winning Bundesliga. You expect the other team to win, but it doesn't mean that you guys don't have a chance. Do you understand what I'm saying? You
But
expect Galatasaray to win,
if
but Fenerbahce have a chance. But if Galatasaray play at their best, they are better than Fenerbahce.
if they remove Osimhen in that team,
But
they
that's what I'm
finish
saying. And
third.
then they have us. See, I didn't even, they have Osimhen because that's the important thing.
Uh,
Osimhen can score goals because you know that they will concede in every
yeah,
game, but Osimhen will
I,
give them one or two
I,
every game as well.
I give Osimhen. Osimhen is the big
Okay.
difference here.
I think for me, I want to give props to Chiamaka Nnadozie. I thought she was
Mhm.
fantastic. I was watching that game, of course. I love, once there's any match that involves two Nigerian players facing each other, especially. I want to tune in.
Mm-hmm.
Even though our girl Jennifer Chegini was on the bench to start the game, she eventually came on. Nnadozie made some good stops early in the game. There was one chance close to the end of the game where it was a one-on-one, and just her intelligence to know when to stay big for as long as possible and then go down and pat the ball away at the best moments. Then quick reflexes to get back up and then stop the rebound. Fantastic. And then
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows that when you're playing against Chiamaka and Nnadozie, the last thing you want is to enter penalty shootout. I mean, I feel like only England say God save them now World Cup, but everybody knows that when it comes to penalties, Chiamaka is. I don't, some things that you say penalty is a guessing game, but there are some people that are just good at it. You just know that you don't
Do you
want to face.
do you think
What
God
is
save
it?
England? Do you think God save England that
Saving.
penalty?
I got saving. I mean, to be fair, it's Alos here
Those
and
penalties
Opera
were
knows here we
banned.
know help us, but
No,
no, no,
those
no. The
penalties were
penalties were
banned
you were
on
fantastic in that
like
moment.
one of
Chloe
them nearly
Kelly,
tear the
that
roof of
shot.
the net. Yeah, Chloe Kenny.
But I mean, Chiamaka penalty shootout. She's very, very good. I mean, Arsenal
Yeah,
have learned the
yeah.
hard way. A bunch of different teams, and it was no
Mm,
different. Two fantastic saves because her teammate already missed. So PSG needed to score
mm-hmm,
to win it, but then she saved it. Then it
mm-hmm,
went to sudden death, and then she saved another one, and won the
mm-hmm,
trophy. So fantastic! I give kudos to Chiamaka Nnadozie. Impressed by her. I thought she was very good, and then I'll also say Esther Okoronkwo.
mm-hmm,
Slight bias here because she plays in Canada, and for me,
mm-hmm,
I'm happy to see that and scored her first two goals of Northern Super League. The second goal was a banger on her left foot from the right wing, cut inside. Caught the keeper didn't even think that she could dare shoot from there. It was a brilliant finish, and that's the ability that I know that we know that Esther Okonkwo has. It's just whether or not she will show it on a consistent basis that is the question. But you know that she's one of those techie players that she get down for body, but sometimes she's a bit too passive. Sometimes she doesn't really look like she's that interested, but when she brings out those moments of brilliance, she's a very, very good player. So yes, kudos to everyone else though. Kudos to everyone else. I see some people are saying Chiamaka has to be player of the week. Somebody mentioned Philippe Otele. But yes, remember, guys, if you want us to highlight your comments, if you want us to answer a question, please just make sure that you leave it with the super chat. It's also a way that you can support what we do on the channel. It's a way that you can support our future content creation and just be active in your support. Please, if you also don't want to leave a super chat, you don't feel like we deserve any of your money, we don't hold it against you. Just hit the like button. Less than half of the people that are watching currently have hit the like button. So please, guys, it takes you a second. It costs you nothing. It does the world of good for us. Please just hit the like button so that YouTube can know that we're creating good content and it can reach even more people. And very quickly before I move on, Sports Grinder says this is different. I thought Nigeria FC was on Tuesday and Gant on Friday. I'm gonna have notifications on. So Sports Grinder, maybe you missed our last two episodes because we spoke about it on the last two episodes. But because we want to start doing a debate show on Tuesdays, we've been workshopping names for it. But yes, we want to start doing a debate show where Smith Layi and I debate certain topics, and we also give you guys a chance to come and debate us if you have anything. That Tuesday show is just for violence. There's no fear. Just come and debate, make your points heard, back to back. So now the Naija FC podcast is going to be on Monday evenings. The debate show is going to be on Tuesday evenings, and then Gun Football's Friday Night Football Club will still be on Friday evenings. So please update your calendars, update your schedules, and do your best to make all of the shows. And we really appreciate you for doing so. You guys really support us, and sincerely, we do not take it for granted. Okay, let us move on very quickly. Let us move on. Smilai, let's talk about one
yeah.
player. Scored his 25th goal of the season this past weekend. Cyriel Dessers. Despite scoring 25 goals, some Rangers fans still say, please, I beg, he should go. We don't care. We don't like him, one thing or the other. Some people say, love him or hate him, but he scores goals. Where
Mm-hmm.
do you stand with Cyriel Dessers? Do you think he's a quality player? Do you think he's underappreciated? Or you just feel like, no, I beg, the goals don't really matter? Where do you stand?
For me, I'm a big fan of Cyriel Dessers, and I appreciate what he's doing for his club side and also for the national team when called upon. But if you are saying that Cyriel Dessers, scored 25 goals this season, maybe you already missed 60, of opportunities. I mean, it does not easy as missed 100. So, but for me, fantastic player. If you're having these numbers, no matter how many opportunities you don't miss, you know, for example, Victor Osimhen had the highest SG also in the Europa League.
Mm.
He missed countless of opportunities. But look at Victor now; he's going to 40 goals per season. In the season, to tell you, though, when I saw the ranking, I was not, it was slightly because of
The
Turkish league, slightly
coefficient,
below
yeah.
efficiency. Yeah. So for me, I think he's a very good player, and I'm hearing that he got invited for the Unity Cup in London. So he's in the UK. He's just going to take a train down from Glasgow to London. So it doesn't cause a stretch. It's not a stretch at all. So I'm happy that he's in the Scottish league. He's doing his beats. You know, people are saying that Scottish League. What about someone that scores 6 goals in the NBFA and is getting called up to Dubai goals?
Yeah, yes, man.
So for me, I'm happy he scored 25 goals. I think he's just underappreciated. So that's it because of the Scottish League and because he doesn't have the PR in Nigeria too.
Mm.
So
I
that's
mean,
it.
you make a good point. He doesn't
Yeah,
have the PR in Nigeria. And to be fair, he does not try.
yeah.
It does not. I don't think I've ever seen Dessa speaking to any Nigerian media. He doesn't post anything Nigerian. He doesn't really try to connect with the Nigerian people. He just plays his ball and
Yeah, no abuse and finish. Why would you connect? I got abused nearly all the time he plays for Nigeria.
he
So
just
what
he
do you
just
want?
plays his football
You
and,
someone
and,
that
and goes home. But I think I mean, you always make it sound very funny when you say it. But I think the points that you're making about Cyril Dessers are things that are quite true. He's one of those players that tends to miss a lot of chances. People insult players like Nicholas Jackson. Cyril Dessers even misses more chances than Jackson. It's just one of those guys that the easy ones he'll miss, then the ones that you're not really expecting, he will now score and he will score a beautiful finish. And you're like, wow, this guy is actually a good striker. But then you give him another chance in the game and
Mhm,
you're like, oh my God, what is going on? But at the same time, he does score goals. Obviously, maybe he's not the striker that will play for a team that doesn't create that many chances. If you need somebody that
mhm,
will get one chance, one goal, maybe Desas is not your striker. But if you're a
mhm,
team like Rangers that you know that you're one of the best two teams in your league, the only competition you really have is
mhm,
Celtic, where you are going to create 3, 4, 5 chances per game. Desas is not a bad
mhm,
striker. He will give you one goal a game or thereabout, or one goal every 2 games. You know, I think he's slightly underappreciated, but like you mentioned, he doesn't have that PR. He doesn't try to connect with people, so people don't really think about him like that. I remember I was speaking to a
mhm,
Super Eagles player ahead of the last matches that we played, the World Cup qualifiers, and the player was telling me like, wow,
mhm,
that he does not understand how Cyriel was not invited to the squad. So his colleagues think he's a good player, but fans don't really care that much about him. And of course, playing in the Scottish League, nobody is really like, let's be honest with ourselves, ain't nobody really watching the Scottish League like that. I try to watch so many different leagues, but maybe other than the Europa League games, maybe I watched 3 league matches of Rangers this season. To be honest, I'll just go back and see how the Nigerian players perform and maybe watch their actions. So yes, I slightly underappreciated, but with good reason. With good reason. It's not like, oh, there's this superstar that we're just all ignoring. And for me, him
mhm,
getting caught up to the Unity Cup, I'm gonna talk about that later in the show. It's not a surprise to me. When you have somebody that scores 25 goals, the least he deserves is to come and try, in a friendly,
mhm.
especially when we know that Victor Osimhen is probably not going to be there, and some other players might be
Yeah,
tired.
look,
So
man.
yeah, why not? Shout out to Cyriel Dessers. Shout out to Cyriel Dessers. Uh,
Yeah. Just to address that point too, I've been following their games, watching them games Aberdeen,
mm,
St. Mirren, all those things like that. So anytime I see that he's playing, I always get a chance to actually want to watch them. So, but yeah, I like him a lot, right from when he was in the Dutch league, and he's a patriot, a guy that likes the country very well. It's a player I know personally, so I know the background and
Mm.
everything. Fantastic personality. So I hope that with less pressure and playing in the UK, and the Unity Cup, maybe it's got against Ghana. Maybe give them three arteries in Nigeria fans would like him better.
Uh,
See, people build their confidence in these friendly games, so that's
Shout
it.
out to Cyriel Dessers. Okay. Williams, first super chat of the evening, 400 naira. We really appreciate you, Williams. Thank you very much. Thank you. Much, much, much appreciated. Isabel is back today. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Someone says Dessers is a good player, but he's unappreciated. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let us move on to the next person that I want us to talk about today. This one,
Hmm.
a Nigerian star, current best player in Africa, Ademola Lookman.
Hmm.
After going 6 games without a goal, Lookman returned to the score sheets this weekend. And, he looked delighted to score. He was, you could see a sense of relief on his face when he scored, had a good game overall.
Yeah.
Smilai, Ademola Lookman, ending his goal drought. Do you think he's already done with Atlanta? Like he's just like May season end, Jamaica just come out because they are not winning the league, but they are still fighting for Champions League. Or do you think
Hmm.
he's still like all in 100%? Giving his die on the line for these guys till the day I go. How do you feel about it?
If you watch it very well, you realize that since that incident even happened, between him and Gasparini after the unceremonious press conference, actually what happened, they have to abuse him and everything. I think his mind is not really there. The way he connects with his teammates is not really there. If you look at the goal, even score, was it against Empoli? I scored 2 goals or so. It was just like, like it wasn't really to jump on each other. It wasn't there again. So if your mind is not somewhere, you know, there's a way it is. Imagine if current African player of the year that somebody just come to rubbish like that. So for me, I just think that I cannot wait for that May 17th.
May season end, may just come out.
May season just make a package load. And but I think that's the reason why they will probably excuse him from the friendly game because he needs to sort out his future. Him and Victor Osimhen quickly, so they can at least go on holidays, then start preseason, with their new teams. So for me, I think if you look at the way he play, he just want to, he doesn't connect again. You know that if you like go champions, you don't go waiting concern. So, so for me, I'm happy that he's back on his courses, and I wish him
Hmm.
luck.
No, I mean, excited for him. Of course, he's our player. He's one of the players that we love. So we want to see him continuously doing well. So whenever he doesn't score, if he doesn't play well, everybody's like, look, man, But for me, just on a personal note for him, it was nice to see him score. As much as we know that, he's falling out with Atalanta, we don't want anybody to give us any kind of reason for why they don't want to pay him a certain amount or why they don't think he's worth a certain amount, whatever the case may be. And just things like, oh, maybe your goal drought, etc., all those excuses or reasons that people start bringing up. So I'm happy to see him back on his course. Let people just continue to see for the rest of the season what he can do. And while I agree that he looks a bit out of it. It looks a bit like, let me just play and just enjoy myself as much as I can and just leave. On a personal note, for his own pride, for his own professionalism, I'm sure he will still want to put in good performances, still want to score a couple more goals, just so that people still see that he's him. People still see that he's doing a good job personally, and whichever club that he chooses to go for, their fans can have that full confidence that they're getting a quality player and they're getting somebody that can really, really impact them. But I think it's a shame, when things happen like this. It's just a shame, and this is kind of similar to what we're talking about with Victor Boniface. We'll talk about Boniface later, but it's kind of one of those things. As one incident just happens, it wasn't a falling out with the coach, but it was a different kind of incident, and from that moment it's just as if they just switch the button on and everything is just different. The vibe is different, the mood is different, the way you are even just feeling and looking, everything is just different about it. But yeah, shout out to Ademola Lookman. I mean, still having a good season so far. Obviously, could have been better, but I don't know. This season is probably not going to get him any Ballon d'Or nominations, unless maybe he goes and kills it at the AFCON. Maybe that can raise his stake a little bit. Even though people like Carragher don't think the AFCON is worthy of consideration when you're looking at Ballon d'Or. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't really think eh, that's the thing with football as well. Is when you perform at this. I see that's what, and that's the thing that separates superstars from good players is that consistency of performing at that high level week after week after week after week, year after year after year after year. It's something that is not easy to see. It's something that is not easy to see because we saw Victor Osimhen when in his own AFCON CAF Player of the Year season, fantastic, got nominated. The next year dropped. This year playing, scoring more goals, but it counts for 1.5 because of so for this thing because it's scoring those goals in Galatasaray, so it doesn't count as much. Lookman having a fantastic year, the next year not quite following it up. Boniface having a fantastic year, the next year not quite following it up. All these things are the things that separates the good from the great. The good from the best. And that consistency, if you want to really call yourself a world class player, you need to keep that consistency. Because the truth is that even though Lookman is still having a good season, by all means, it's not a season that people are going to look at and say, "Wow, this guy is one of the best
Mhm.
in the world." It's just not as exciting as it was the year before. But shout out to him, man. Hopefully, whichever steps he takes in his career is a good one for him, and he can build on from there. Uh,
Yeah, and you're talking about players having good season. Hakimi just in the semi-finals
of
of the
the Champions
of the
League,
UEFA Champions. I think Morocco have a case now,
Salah,
and also too Thomas Partey too. Salah
the
just
league with
won
Liverpool.
the Premier League with Liverpool. So if you look at all those things too,
What
it's
of
gonna be
this
very
boy
hard for
Gurasi?
him. Gurasi, imagine 9 goals or 10 goals in the Champions League. So if you look at the way this guy actually was performed, it's gonna be difficult for him to get to top 10 in
Hmm.
Africa. Yeah, to be honest, let's be honest ourselves. It's gonna be hard for him to get to top 10 in Africa. Looking at the way the party of this world, even Victor Osimhen
You'll be there
will
ahead of
be
him.
there
Yeah.
ahead of him based on the number of seasons best. His average actually what very good season now. So when you look at all those things around, don't be surprised to see this boy that just signed for Man City. What they called?
Omar
What that was
Mamouche.
playing Egyptian up front. Mama Mush. Not surprised to see him in the top 10 list of
Hmm.
African Player of the Year. So it's just the season that it wasn't bad season for him. It's just like that incident, negative, put on the limelight, Atlanta not competing for anything. So I think that's one of the things that we just want to leave
Yeah.
and actually what
I mean, all those
just leave
players we
with the
mentioned are
narrative.
definitely going to be up for nomination. And I'm sure maybe there's one or two people that we're not
Yeah,
necessarily thinking of right now that have also had good seasons.
yeah,
But I still believe in Ademola
yeah.
Lookman. He'll bounce back. At least Nigeria, we went back to back. So we can allow this year to go
hmm
to Egypt or go to Morocco.
So I think
You
it might
think
be
my
Morocco.
Morocco? Because I mean, Hakimi is there every year.
I think PSG will be in
Yeah.
the Champions League.
But next year we'll be back. No way. Osimhen scoring next
Oh,
year
Ghana
when
should not
Osimhen
win
is
in Ghana.
scoring those goals for Chelsea. No, Lookman is
In
in the
the
Champions
Conference
League.
League.
That's what I watch and see in the Champions League where Lookman is doing his thing for I don't know which club Lookman is going to end up, but we
hmm
shall see. We shall see. Lookman doesn't have 20 goals and 5 assists this season. He has 19 goals and 6 assists. But obviously,
hmm
if you compare to, I think Mamouche this season has 27 goals and 14 assists.
hmm
It's not even comparable. I think what does
hmm
Salah have this season? Mohamed Salah has this season 33 goals and 23 assists plus a title.
those are incredible numbers.
Those
33 goals
are
and what?
23
23
assists plus
assists.
Premier League title.
Yeah, yeah. Those are incredible numbers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why it's just that Champions League. If Hakimi wins that Champions League,
The number
that's
don't
the
enter
thing that
red.
can help Hakimi if he wins that Champions League. Because if he doesn't win Champions League, just winning French League One and winning Premier League, maybe AFCON would decide ultimately.
No, no, no. It finished in
What do you say?
November.
Oh, okay. The period
No,
ends in
everything.
November, so the AFCON won't be considered. So in that case, if
Yes.
PSG don't win Champions League, I'll give it to Salah. I'll give it to Salah. But Hakimi will be in the top three as usual.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, yeah, kudos to all of them. Kudos to Lookman. We'll be back. We'll be back. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, Nigeria, the return of the Eagles. Maybe anybody that wants to
Yeah.
choke head inside
Wait,
the battle,
wait,
say
Boniface.
Boniface. Maybe if he can produce at this level, make we see, if he can produce at this level. Because I mean, unfortunately for him that year, even though be injury, it was looking like he could, do something. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing with this life, man, and with football. You can be on top today, next year things just change, and yeah.
But looking at that season, I will just know it because I can see that the upper body mass. I was so even this boy getting injured, but
But
no
yes,
injury.
Boniface
It
has
can
been
never
an
be.
injury plagued player for a long time. That's the honest truth. At this age, I
What do you think is the
mean,
reason?
to be honest, I don't know. Some of it might be injuries that he had as a grassroots player in Nigeria that never got treated properly, and all of a sudden, what that one part of his body is just weaker than it's supposed to be. Because that's something that happens. I mean, I interviewed Emeka Eze, and he said that that once you are in Nigeria, you injured, they don't send you home. You don't know if you need surgery. You don't unless say maybe your leg break. Maybe say everybody sees that okay, you need to do something about it. They will just send you home, you rest for a bit, you think, okay, I'm good. You come back. You don't know if you needed to do more
Mm-hmm.
strengthening. There's no rehab that they go through. All these things, they just come back and play again. So for Boniface, at the age of 23, you don't tear ACL two times. Is
Mm-hmm.
is something underlying that maybe or something from earlier in your life that you didn't really consider that is
Mm-hmm.
affecting you. And sometimes some players are just unfortunate. Look at Awoni, for example. If it's not that he gets muscle
Mm-hmm.
injury, person could just nod the head. All of a sudden now he's injured
Mm-hmm.
again. It's just some players are just unlucky. Or maybe someone like Leon Balogun now, for example. Somebody just giving him cheekbone injury, or like some players are just unlucky and injury. It's not like there's cost on them, but injury could just they find them from nowhere. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. Look at Jack Wilshere. That's why he's a coach now because talented guy that time for us now, talented player, but just could not stay fit. Look at this Chelsea boy, Romeo Lavia. See the performance he put in this
Mm-hmm.
past weekend. Fantastic
What about
midfielder, but
what about
always injured. He played 3 matches like this. He's out for
what
10.
about the what
The
about your
captain,
right back,
eh,
national grid?
the
National
national
grid.
is a national grid. No, so it's just
Yes,
it's just unfortunate.
they
It's just
cannot stay
unfortunate. Some
fit.
people are like that.
But how come Usman Dembele is now staying
You
fit?
see, maybe he has learned how to take care of his body better.
Yes, he said he does not play video game in night again.
He has learned how to take care of his body
He, he,
better.
he's he's now
Mm.
married. He's focusing more. So it's not to stay
You
up till
get
like
your
3
sleep,
a.m. and
you
go
do
play
your
in
recovery
4 a.m. Why would
properly, you do everything.
why would you get
Invest in your body because your body is your
invest?
biggest money maker. So you have to invest
Mm-hmm,
in it. There's a reason why I know Boniface does not have Ronaldo money. So I'm not saying spend 1 million a year on your body, but at least if it's 100,000 a year, spend it on your body.
mm-hmm,
Out of the whole
mm-hmm,
maybe 1 million or 2 million you make in a year, spend 100K on your body,
mm-hmm,
take care of it,
mm-hmm,
see personal trainers, all these kind of things, because at the end of the day, that's what's making your millions. That's what's making your millions. And they say the best ability is availability. If you're a player that nobody
mm-hmm,
can count on to actually be on the field for them, it's tough, man. It's tough. But yeah,
mm-hmm,
sure. It is what it is. Wishing all our players the best. Um, and yeah, we hope that they can all bounce back next week. Somebody's asking a question
mm-hmm,
about this thing. If you want us to take your questions, comments, highlight them on the screen, please, 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 just make sure that your question is accompanied by or with a super chat so that we can highlight it. Or you can join the channel as a member because members always get priority comments. Thank
mm-hmm.
you very, very much. Okay, let us move on very quickly. I want to just quickly hail some of our players and we'll touch on a few of them. I want to hail Philippe Azango and Kazeem for winning the Slovakian Cup with Spartak Trnava. A couple more champions of Nigerian nationality. So kudos to them. I want to just give kudos to Chibuike Nwaiwu in his first season in Europe playing for Wolfsberger AC, winning the Austrian Cup. Always a delight. Ebo Timi Pere won the Greek Super League 2 with AE Kifisia and has now been promoted to the first division in Greece, the Greek Super League. So kudos to him as well. Give kudos to Super Falcons defender Rofiat Imuran, winning the English Championship with London City Lionesses and earning promotion to the English Women's Super League. So next year, she would play in the highest division of English women's football. Give kudos to them. And let us now highlight two in particular. We already kind of spoke, a little bit about the first one, but our Super Falcons goalkeeper, Chiamaka Nnadozie, saving two penalties in a shootout and winning her first trophy in Europe, the Coupe de France Féminine with Paris FC. Smilai, what did you think of that triumph? And they were hearing that she might be on the move to England. So her first trophy this year, she has finally helped them. Do you think that she has done enough and it is time for her to take the next step in her career?
For me, I think she has done enough. A player that even if Falcons are having bad game, except the game against Spain, maybe during the Olympics that she misjudged the flight of the ball, but she's always there, for Nigeria and also for our club side. So I'm really happy for her that she won the first trophy. She was the first trophy of the year. This is going to be first of many. There's going to be
Hmm.
AFCON coming up in June. So I think it's going to happen. So because they don't close accreditation now, so I know that at least for them to accredit journalists, it's going to happen. So I just hope that if she can win the AFCON, the WAFCON this this July, I think she's going to be the African Player of the Year.
I mean, she has a very, very good chance of being the African Player of the Year. Her competitions are those Banda girls that are just doing silly
Yeah,
things. But
those
we know that
are
when it comes to
just
goalkeeper, there's no competition. Is
there's no
the
competition. There's no
main player of the year that we're waiting to see if she's going to
she's
win.
not.
But I agree with you. If she's able to win the WAFCON, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be very, very big for her. But on a personal note, Chiamaka
Yeah.
is somebody that I like. I know her personally. I talk to her. She's a fantastic person, respectful girl. Sometimes she'll be calling me sir. I go to look and say, who be sir? Please, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
small boy, but such a respectful, nice human being, humble to the core, and just loves to play her football and loves to give everything that she can to become a better person and a better football
Mm-hmm.
player. And I think for her to have finally won a trophy last year, they got to the final, they lost against this same PSG. So for them to
Mm-hmm.
show that, you know, they might not have the money, but they are not the second club in Paris, and
Mm-hmm.
competing at that level, putting in a quality performance, being the hero of the night, making two penalty saves. I am so, 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 so happy for her. The only question now is that if she's
Yeah.
going to the WSL, which a lot of people have been linking her to, I don't want her to go and join a club that does not really compete because it's tough. When you go into the
Mm-hmm.
WSL, she's obviously not joining Chelsea. Chelsea have Hannah Hampton. You know, she's obviously not going to join United or join City or Arsenal. So, which club? I guess that's the question. Which club exactly is she going to join? And if she's joining any other club than those ones, it's not really a club that is competing.
Have some type of
Yeah, it's not really a
timing.
club that's competing like that. So for me on that side, I'm just like, I don't really know. But at the same time, she deserves to make more money. Paris FC doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
money to pay her like that. She's good enough. She's one of the
Mm-hmm.
best in the world, in my opinion. Top three goalkeepers in the world. She deserves to make more money. She deserves to be known more. She deserves the PR. She deserves, to have clout. To be making money, to be enjoying her life and keep on advancing as a professional football player. So wherever she ends up, I'm going to wish her all the best. I just hope that her agents are able to find her somewhere comfy, that gives her all those things, but also gives her a chance to compete and to win more in her career. Because obviously, we don't want her to just be one of those players that does not win anything beyond this trophy that she just won. So it's something that's very
Mm-hmm.
important, because at the end of the day, yes, so you're not going to chop trophy, but when you look back on your career, even self, if you're when you have your children, you know that children don't care about
Mm-hmm.
money. What they are going to say, mommy, when you were playing, who did you play for? Oh, how many? What did you win? Is I
Mm-hmm.
won one trophy. How many years do you play? 20 years. In 20 years, mommy, you won one trophy. Like your children going to laugh. You say, oh boy, this one no try. So hopefully you're able to, have more accolades and tell your kids, I mean, she'll have her individual accolades, but at club level, and of course, the WAFCON is very important because, she needs that WAFCON title. I know I've spoken to many Super Falcons players. They are so pumped up for that WAFCON. Even though they're not getting any, they're not getting, I won't say, let me not say any, they're not getting much support from the people that are supposed to run it. The positive news is that they've told them to get ready, that there's going to be camp in this next international break. Who they are playing, they don't know yet, but
Mm-hmm.
they've communicated to them that, okay, get ready, that they're going to organize something for
Mm-hmm.
them. But still, the NFF should be doing so much more. I don't know if you saw the documentary that Together did on the Super Falcons,
Mm-hmm.
and Ajibade
Are
said
you
in
ready?
that documentary, said in Nigeria, to whom none is given, much is expected.
Much is
And that's
expected.
just the way it is when it comes to the Super Falcons. They get little to no support. In that same documentary, I think Alozie spoke about how in camp, they told her that she has to wash her training jersey by hand. And she was confused that how can she be washing her training jersey? That do the Super Eagles wash their training jersey by themselves after training? But that's how much
Mm-hmm.
or how little respect is shown to the Super Falcons, that they're telling them to be washing their own training jersey when they are done and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
there's so much that needs to change. But at the end of the day, the players are very pumped up. The players are very excited, very motivated. Christy Uchebe has been saying it that it's not when she's a Super Falcon that Super Falcons don't not be winning again. So she too is very excited and motivated. Ajibade has won it once, but she won it as a very young player. Now that she's a key player, she's the captain. She herself wants to lift that trophy and celebrate Nigerians. Tony Payne is pumped up. Ashley Plumter is pumped up. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. And, we hope that it happens for the Super Falcons, and we hope that it happens for Chiamaka and Nnadozie as well. I really do hope that it happens for them. Okay, guys, please, quick notes. If you haven't liked the video, thank you, Ms. Adidotun. If you haven't liked the video, please do not hesitate to click the like button. Only about half of you guys that are watching have liked the video. Even if you are watching us on replay, please, please, please like the video. It just sends a positive signal to YouTube. Let them know that we're creating good content and you're enjoying it. It also helps us to reach more people and helps the channel to grow. And if you would like to support, if you would like to support in kind, please, please, please leave a super chat. If you want us to take your comments on screen, please leave a super chat. If you have a particular question or topic that you want us to respond to, please, please, please leave a super chat. And if you just want to say, hey, I like your content, you can always leave a super chat. Even if you are watching on replay, you can leave a super thanks while you're watching on replay. And we really, really appreciate you as you do so. Thank you. Okay, back to the conversation. Another title winner over the weekend that I want us to highlight, Mitlai, is a Super Eagles player. Super Eagles player, and I am talking about none other than Rafael Onyedika. Rafael Onyedika, of course, won the Belgian Cup with Club Brugge. Last year, he won the league title with them. This year, he has won the cup, and they are still in the title race. Although US Genius and Gilwa Boniface's former team, they look really up for it. Arokudare's Genk has kind of fallen on the wayside, and I don't think Genk have a chance again. It's between USG and Club Brugge at this point. Whoever drops points next is probably going to lose it. But of course, we also know that Onyedika is likely on the move this summer and is not going to stay at Club Brugge. So, do you think if he wins the Belgian Cup and they lose the league title to USG, is that a good way to send off, or does he have to win both titles and live on that kind of massive high? What do you think, Smilai?
I think they have the capacities to win the two competitions. This is a very solid team. They slightly, went off the radar when Edika was injured. Between the Champions League, they were losing games. They were playing attacking midfielder in the defensive midfield area. So for me, I think they can still win it. There's just only 1 point separating them with Unions and Gali. So I think that they can actually what win. I don't know how many games
It's three
left.
games left.
So 3 games left. So they're still up for it. For me, the Unions and Gali did a very good job. By coming back from the dead, and just like also Genk too did a very bad job
Genk bottled
by
it.
not winning five. Yeah, the ball to it. So I think they're going to sack the manager too. So for me, yes, they're going to sack the manager. For me, I think that Club Brugge have like this more stable team, more stable squad than Yunus and
Mm.
Galen. So Gent did not even do well because looking at the last game they played against Unions and Galen, they didn't do well at all. Like, so for me, I think it's still up for grabs. I will see who's the favorite, but for me, I will put my money on
Mm.
Club Brugge.
I mean, Genk, just for context, you're competing to win the title. In their last five matches, they've lost four and drawn one. So that's to tell you
Mm-hmm.
the kind of poor form they've been on. But Smith, my question is, if Onyedika only wins the cup, do you think that's enough of an
Mm-hmm.
ovation to leave, or does he have to win the league as well to be able to leave, like, with your head held high?
But I think
They
they
won
won
the
the
league
league
last
last
year,
year.
yes. Okay, so
Yeah. So for me, I think it was last year that he was meant
mm,
to leave. So it doesn't matter, how he lives. Rafael Onyedika will be remembered for as a very good player. I think he had a bigger legacy in Belgium than even
mm,
Wilfred did. So for me, he's going to be living on a very good note. He will living as one of the best Nigerian midfielders ever graced the
Jupiler
the
Pro League. Mm.
Belgian Pro. Yes, he's going to be ranked in a similar way with
Mm.
Sonelise
Big
for
praise,
me.
though. Big praise.
Yes. Yeah,
Mm.
in the same bracket, living because he also did so well for Standard FC too. So for me, I think fantastic player. Even if they didn't win the league, for me, he's already an hero in
Mm. No,
Club
and I
Brugge.
mean the fans absolutely love him. They know the kind of quality that he has. They know how the team is different when he's not on the field. They know what he brings, in terms of the grit, in terms of connecting the play, in terms of winning balls back for them. Nice, nice, nice young player. I like him. And I think that, it would be nice to be able to win two trophies and wrap up your career with the club. But to be honest, even if he doesn't win, nobody can be mad at it. He's playing his role, he's doing his best. They still have a good chance. I still think that on paper they are better than Unions and Gloa. So it's just for them to go and get the results and hope that USG can drop points elsewhere because they don't play each other again. So USG has to drop points elsewhere, and Club Brugge have to do their own job. But regardless, they know that they had a quality player. I like the Belgian clubs and the Belgian fans because they are not the kind of fans that will be insulting you for leaving. They are fully aware that if you are one of their best players, you are going to leave. They always know that the
Mhm.
clubs there are developmental clubs. They want to buy you for 2 million, sell you for 25 million, make their profit. Everybody is happy. They enjoy you for 1 or 2, 3 years, and then you can go. So they are not trying to stand in his way. If they get the offer that they want, they are going to let him move on, and hopefully his career can pick up from there. He can play for a better team, compete for more trophies, play in big competitions as well. I'm happy for him. And I'm honestly excited to see where he ends up. This is a guy that has been linked with so many different kinds of legacy clubs, big clubs in the past 2.5 years. So it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. We know that he has a good agent. So they can make something happen for him. And yeah, it's good for him. I just want to say again, congratulations on winning the Belgian Cup. We have quite a number of Nigerian players that have won trophies this season. Of course, you know that as Ego Striker, we keep a list of all these achievements and players that are doing well. So it's going to be nice to see at the end of the season. We'll post a list of all the champions that we've had across the different leagues. We've had champions from everywhere, from Iberia, to England.
Even Division 2, Greece.
Division 2 Greece. So
I don't know which one is better between that one and NPFL, but
Everybody has to start from somewhere. Everybody has to start from somewhere, So yeah, shout out to Rafael Onyedika, man. Congratulations. I saw in his comments, Calvin Bassey was saying, bonus go don't drop. He can, he can share the bonus
yeah.
with his friends and his family and his fans. But
Hmm.
yes, good one, good one. We'll see what happens for him in the future. Okay, moving on very quickly. Let's talk about a player that we already mentioned in today's show. Has been out of favor at his club recently, and I don't know if you saw this report, but it was a report by Tuto Sports. They are
Hmm.
linking this man, Victor Boniface. They are linking him with a move to Juventus in the Italian Serie
Hmm.
A. Smilai,
Hmm.
he has won the league. He has lost the Europa League final. He has won the German Cup. Would a move to Juventus be a good step in the career of Victor Boniface? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, it's a step up. For me, I think he's gonna be going with the big money now. I don't know how much they went, how much they bought him from Sengolia to
Mm,
Bayern Leverkusen. But now he's gonna be commanding like a bigger transfer and probably what bigger sign-on fee and also what
contract.
salaries too. So the contracts too. So I expect him to be like it's a big move, it's a step up. Juventus are primed to qualify for the Euro Champions League. This though they are still shaking, chased by Ranieri's Lazio and the Bachiru's, Ranieri's Roma, Bachiru's Lazio. But for me, they can still play the Champions League. So Juventus are trying to rebuild. So if they are signing him as their star player, I think he's going to be there, to go and prove himself well. But the bad thing for him is this: the last 2 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons, Nigerian player did so well. In the Italian Serie A, Victor
So there will
Osimhen
be
was arguably
expectation.
the best. There'll be expectations, from Victor Boniface. So, in my own opinion, I just think that he's going to be going there with his shoulder pad high. I mean, they know with my shoulder, that thing is trending. So it's coming with the big reputation that Nigerians have performed well here before too. I can also do my own thing. So for me, I think it's a good move for him.
No, I mean, from Bayer Leverkusen to Juventus, you can't really knock that kind of move. Before last season, nobody was really looking at Bayer Leverkusen as this top club or as this fantastic club.
Hmm.
We also know that Bayer Leverkusen are more than likely going to lose their coach that transformed them in Xabi Alonso. So why not? It seems like a good time for him to leave. Maybe Juventus pay like 45 million for him, give him an upgrade in
Hmm.
his salary. He moves to Turin. Fantastic. I've never been there before, but from what I have heard and seen, it looks like a nice city. And just another adventure for him in his journey. I think it's going to be very interesting. Like you said, Juventus are on the rebuild. They are not competing for the title this season, but we know that Juventus, they are supposed to be the big boys in in
Hmm.
Italy. They've just dropped off over the last few years, but they are supposed to be the big boys in Italy. And even if they don't qualify for the Champions League, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. We know that Boniface, put him in the Europa League and he will make things happen. So nobody is even complaining too much about that. I'm sure even he would relish the opportunity to be able to score 7, 8, 9, 10 goals in the Europa League as well. Although the Champions League is the big stage where obviously everybody wants to play. And I think it'll be a good addition to the squad. I think it will be a good step for him. It will be a chance for him to get back on a good track, for him to do some quality things you know, in his career and be able to build back up again. Right now, the only forwards that Juventus really have are Vlahovic, Kolomwani, Milik. Vlahovic might stay, might leave. Who knows? Kolomwani is a good striker, but I'm sure Boniface can compete with him. So I think it will be a good option for him, and they have some other quality young players like Turam. McKinney is okay. Um, George West boys is decent. Maybe they can sign one or two other players. So it'll be a good step for him. A new country, a good experience. He can score like 20 goals in Serie A. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, 20 goals is going to be very big for him. So I
If he
hope he
can
can.
stay fit in the
Maybe
whole.
if he can stay fit, that is it. If he can stay fit, that is it. If he can, even if he's If he can stay fit, yeah, that's it. I think he can
Give
score
us
it.
twen-
He can
give
score.
us
At least
20 goals, five
he will play
assists, or
against.
give us 15-10.
Yes, I think he's going to be against Como.
Akomo is a good team. Oh.
So yeah, I know. So he's going to play. He's going to
So,
play. No,
I
Monza
mean,
is
but
relegated.
they'll still play against some, the Veronas of this
Yeah,
world, the
yeah,
Empolis,
yeah.
the okay, Empoli are getting relegated as well.
Even,
But
even,
Lecce, Verona, Parma, Cagliari, Genoa, all those ones. Even Okoye's with the Nese itself. If you give them.
even Anthony Conte's Napoli second
Mm.
season, his second
It's
season
usually
is
not
very
as good
bad.
as
So
the first.
yeah, his first season is very, very good. Second season is
Mm.
very bad for Anthony Conte. So for me, I just think that if I'm to advise him, he should look away from the Saudi
Mm.
money for now and go. I don't think Saudi is even there because I'm hearing that they're about to sign Bruno Fernandez. I don't know
Bruno
if you.
Fernandez is not going to go to Saudi now. Come on. He won't go
Do
to
you think so?
Saudi. Man, you will not even let him go.
If they give him 1 million
If
per
How
week,
much are they
he will
paying
not
to
go.
Man? That's the
That,
thing.
that, that's that's
Man,
that's
you won't let him go. He's the only good player they have right now.
if I, as I'm saying now, it's probably someone Fernandez is
About Bruno
supporting it.
Fernandez to Saudi.
Yeah, he's saying that it has been a target for 2 years now. Last summer too, before he signed the new
Bruno
contract.
is not
Yeah.
going to. Man, you will not let him go. Man, you will not let him go unless they give Man you like 120 million or something. That's the
Mm-hmm,
only way I think they can
mm-hmm,
even consider it. Bruno is their only good player.
mm-hmm,
If Bruno goes, tell me why Osimhen will join. No go pass ball giver.
mm-hmm,
Like no, Bruno won't go. I don't take that one seriously. But I mean, honestly, it doesn't. If I'm sure if Ata Neke, if he puts it out there that Boniface is looking for a Saudi club, teams will still come for him now. Are you telling
mm-hmm,
me Al Khulud cannot sign him or uh, Al
mm-hmm,
Hilal or just one of these outs that is looking for somebody? They can Al Ettifaq, one of these guys. They can just sign him and be their star man. So it's not all the Saudi teams that have star players now. Some of them still need one star player. This Al Fayed
mm-hmm.
now that is paying Onyekuru all that money. You think they will not rather pay the money to somebody that will actually do well for them? So, then we just carry that money, give Boniface. Well, I mean, I hope he ends up at Juventus. Sha. I think of all the clubs that they've linked him to, I think that one is one that seems the most realistic to me. And also, like
Mm-hmm.
on paper, I'm just like, okay, it all adds up, it all makes sense. Juve, I don't know how much they'll offer him, but I want to believe that they have more financial muscle than Bayer Leverkusen. So I think it can be a good step for him. I really do think so. I really do think so. And I'll be excited for him, Sha, because you guys know I like Boniface. Even sometimes if I like
Mm-hmm.
him more than he likes himself, but I, but I is someone that I wish all the best, and I want to see him do well because for me, one thing, see, the kind of footballer I like all those footballers that entertain and that you can just say there's some people that you just see them on the ball. You don't have to watch a full match. You just watch them for 5 minutes. You know that this guy gets, he get them for leg. He can play ball. Boniface is one
Mm-hmm.
of those guys that you just look at him, you're just like, this guy can play ball. Obviously, at the highest level, is more than just ability. Your commitment, your desire, your
Mm-hmm.
efforts, your professionalism, your attention to details, tactics, your thinking. A lot of things happen that affect your performance. But from a talent point of
Mm-hmm.
view, Boniface is not lacking talent. He's very, very talented. So I like him, but I need
But,
him to, all the backing that I've been giving him for all these years. As a fan, you have to, your fans are supporting you like this, you have to pay them back with your performances. You cannot allow them to look
mhm.
stupid. So I hope that he goes there and
Yeah,
does a good job.
for me, I have to just
Okay.
say something quickly, and you have triggered me to say some few things. Talent is not
Mm,
enough. To actually be a top player. Talent is not enough to stay on top of your game for so long. Discipline and character are very important. You have to be thorough and a good professional to stay on top of it. We have so many talented players in Oshoji and Adegunle, but some of them could not even make it professionally because of what? Of their character. of the way they actually work, the way they carry themselves. So, in my own opinion, I think that apart from even being talented, there you also need that character to sustain you to that high level. For me, he's a top class player. He just needs to be more, he needs to know that how good he is, and how well he needs to stay on top of his game. She was like, how many seasons did he shine? How many seasons did he shine? So it needs like 5 solid seasons before we can actually count him as okay, elite. So, and for me, this season he didn't
They
do
did
well this
okay
season.
this season.
Hmm. For me, for me, though the team was poor
Yeah.
too actually, but I just think that overall, this level that he has actually was set up for himself, he didn't do well
No, I
before
mean
club AFCON.
it didn't match his previous
So
standard.
he didn't match his previous this thing. So for me, I just think that he needs a new start. Even you look at it now, Bayern Leverkusen, they will need a go. They will go and be bringing out
Those ones they've lost the plot.
they've lost the plot.
They
They
don't know
they, they
what's going
don't
on
they
again. They've
don't
lost the plot.
they don't know what is going on again. Is I think the marriage is already over, between him and the Bayern Leverkusen. So I just think that I don't think the manager, is even maybe they have already instructed the manager to just work with the ones
Mm.
you have. I don't know. I don't know what really happened, but from that
Yeah, since
January
that
Saudi
time
thing,
everything just scattered. Yeah.
everything, eh, he did something. He went to bring him with the when that Saudi move failed. He brought
Next
him home.
game. Mm.
He started the next game. Well, that was just to show flashes.
Because
No,
I even think the
since
reason
that.
why I played him in that next game is because they had asked him in the press conference that, oh, is this still part of your plans? Then and they were just like, well, football, anything can happen, but it's still our player, so we still like everything. So he played him the next match. From that time, he said, yeah, I beg, go chop bench. So
But I mean,
you'll be bringing me
that's
on
how
for five
the
minutes per game to come and do what?
yeah, that was
Mm.
really embarrassing. That's how the move.
Yeah, it was.
And
It's like the time now the Wenge drove to he drove to this place. It was a QPR parking lot. He's ready to transfer. The
yeah.
transfer did not happen. You now have to cover your face and go back and say, ah, "Guys, I
Mm-hmm,
beg you, yeah, take me back." I don't know. I mean, obviously,
mm-hmm,
there has to be some more that happened behind the scenes, more conversations that were had. But
mm-hmm,
since that time, things just went south. Things just went south. So
mm-hmm,
I think
mm-hmm,
a new vicinity, a new league, new challenge is always a good thing. I mean, it's always a good thing in life. You have to challenge yourself. Now, this is a boy that has played in Nigeria, went to Norway, went to Belgium, went to Germany. Italy is not bad. Do a whole tour of Europe. Then maybe from Italy,
mm-hmm,
I mean, his dream is to play La Liga. So from Italy, maybe if he does well, he can join Atletico Madrid or something. You know, who
mm-hmm,
knows? Who knows? Shout out to Greg.
mm-hmm.
Greg is asking a question. It says, or he's not, he's saying, looking at Boniface style of play, I doubt if it is going to be a good move. Italian league is tougher than the German league. Smilai, what do you think? Do you agree with Greg?
It's tougher. The defenders in Nigerian league, they are more mean compared to the
Yeah.
German
They
Bundesliga.
won't give you all that space.
So they won't give you a but. Lookman did not do well in
But it
the
did well in the
Bundesliga,
league.
but they performed so well in this. So it depends on the manager that wants to
Mm.
actually work. So I think that I can still do it. But the issue is this: there are more. There is more distraction
In Germany than in Italy.
in Italy, and there is this big Nigerian contingent from somewhere in Italy. So I would where it comes from, So so there's more distraction in Italy than in Germany.
Oh, you think there's more distraction in Italy than in Germany?
Yeah.
Hmm. What I mean, for me, I think he can do well in the league, honestly. I
Mm-hmm,
agree with you. I mean, everybody knows that the Italian Serie A is usually considered to be like the most defensively sound of the
mm-hmm,
European leagues. Their defenders there are mean, are rugged, are strong.
mm-hmm,
But Boniface is also a strong player physically. He's a technical player.
mm-hmm,
Tactically, maybe he has, steps that he can take in terms of his tactical awareness and tactical discipline, those kinds of things, learning how to read the game better. He definitely has steps that he can take. But I think, there's no reason why he cannot do. If a player like Moise Kean is banging in goals left and right for Fiorentina,
uh-huh.
I think Boniface has a good chance. Even if he goes there and he plays like a Lukaku with his physicality, trying to bully players, I think he has a good chance. Maybe if he improves in the air a little bit, look at what somebody like a Tammy Abraham was doing before this season.
Uh,
Um, I think he has a good chance. It's not going to. I mean,
I mean, Abraham is not doing anything.
that's why I said before this season.
Okay, yeah, okay,
you know, I mean, when he first joined Roma, he scored 27 goals or something now.
yeah.
So now just Milan we stop in shine. You
Eh?
know,
Oh, he stopped himself.
but I think he can do well. It's all about locking in. Put your head down.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if there are 10 million distractions, you have to focus on the goal. It's like
Wearing glasses.
if you marry, you don't become blind. You go still see fine babe.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out, you will still see many, many fine babes. But you have to keep on reminding yourself that you are a married man. You have something at home that you cannot afford to lose. So you keep reminding yourself. You don't think that, oh, well, my wife is going to stay with me regardless and go and do something. No, you have to maintain your dignity and protect your family and
Mm-hmm.
think about your family in every decision that you make in your life. So I think obviously for someone like him, I hope that he doesn't think that he has arrived.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he realizes that he still has steps that he needs to take. I hope he realizes that he didn't do well this season, so he needs to do times three next year. And if he knows all those things and he is motivated and his desire is still there to be a great player, excuse me, then it's just about locking, focus on the goal, score us 15 goals, give us 10 assists, and let everybody start talking about you the way talking about you before. Look at even Fabrizio Romano that we're talking about. That last season, every 2 weeks, Romano go publish story on Boniface. Boniface has scored again. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
see, that's the thing with this life. That's what I tell these Nigerian players. They don't appreciate people like me, people like Smith Layi, that talk about them consistently, that always think about them. You can't be appreciating Fabrizio, appreciating all these skit makers. I don't care. Because you're a star. Once you stop being a star, they don't send you, Baba.
Mm-hmm.
They don't send you for 1 minute. When last did Romano tell you about Boniface? Now
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
Osimhen. Osimhen, if he's talking about Africa, Osimhen. Yeah, maybe you talk about Lookman here and there. You talk about Salah and his contract. But once you are not on the top of your game, these Oyinbo people, anything concern you. They will
Mm-hmm.
just put you to one side. Even all these people that don't watch football, that don't care about football. Now where they keep you in the limelight, where they talk about you week in, week out, they make sure people are up to date with what's going on in your life. You go to look or say, we they beg you for something. Don't let me don't let me vex. But I wish Victor Boniface all the best, man. I wish him all the best. Just focus on the goal, man. Lock in. I know that he likes playing around, but reduce the. At some points, even Osimhen had to reduce the playing around. Just
Mm-hmm.
reduce the playing around. Play when it's good to play, not every single day. Play. I remember after he scored that last goal and he told everybody to shut up. Since that day, he never scored
Is
again.
that is
Like,
that the never score? He never score.
No
Give
need
the
for all
play.
this. No need for all these things. Just
There's no
focus
need.
on the job and
Show
just
your
do your job.
workings.
Exactly. Show you're working and deliver for Nigeria too. Because at least even if club know they go well, but you they score for
If
Nigeria,
probably go well, score against Rwanda.
Nigeria people go still hail you, say, okay, at least he's scoring for us. So he
Uh-huh.
needs to lock in, man. He needs to lock in. And I hope that he does, man. I hope that he
Mm-hmm.
does. Maybe I'll have a conversation with him this summer. I know they say I'm not, one thing with me is that even the players that I like, I have Boniface's number, like he's someone that I can reach. But I know my lane, I'm not your agent, so no be me will give you transfer advice. You did not hire me as manager, so I'm not the one that is going to be telling you how to live your life. But certain things here and there that I just feel like I can chip in small, I can just give you opinion. Maybe when it comes to something about your brand or when it comes to something about your lifestyle, those kind of things, I could just they choke them out small, small. But I don't like to cross my boundary when it comes to anybody. If you don't, if me I don't send you, if you don't send me, so do your thing. I go just they observe. But if I care about you, small, 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 just say, slow this down a little bit or reduce this thing, things like that. Um, but I'm rooting for him and I'm rooting for him and I hope that things go well for him. Mr. Ademola, shout out to Mr. Ademola. He's a member of the channel. He said, IoT, if a player doesn't change the attitude of the pitch, don't think such player can excel in any league. Moiskin grew up in the league and he's Italian because I said, okay, Moiskin is doing well. And he said, please put respect in that name, Milan. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, let us move on very quickly. We have a couple more topics to talk about. Um, let's start by talking about our star boy, Nigeria's most loved player, the player that if he wound somebody, they will say that why did that person come and collect the injury? Victor Osimhen can do no wrong as far as Nigerians are concerned. But on a positive note, Osimhen bagged in two more goals and broke his personal record for goals scored in a season. Fantastic, fantastic display for him this season, playing for Galatasaray, leading them to potentially the title. They're already in a cup final, so we're expecting that. Oh, no, are they in the cup final or the semi final? I'm not. Have they reached the final yet, or is it the semi final?
I think they're in the
I think.
fine. Let me just double check on that.
Yeah. Let me just check that very quickly. Okay. Yeah, they're already in the final.
Okay, they're fine already.
Yeah, they are playing against Nwakeme Trabzonspor in the
Okay.
final. So Nigerian clash there. And of course, on the way to the Super League, only four more matches. Fantastic display.
Didn't they draw and they win?
Hmm.
I think
But
they won big them there.
yeah, after the two goals, Osimhen published a statement on his social media. And he said, yesterday I broke my personal record of 31 goals in a season for club, now sitting at 33 goals. Same hunger, same mentality. This isn't just about numbers, it's about God, the growth, and the silent, relentless work that speaks louder than any noise from the critics. To those who sat back hoping I'd fail, sorry to disappoint you. And to those supporting me before and after the world catches on, I sincerely appreciate all of you. God is the greatest and he remains in control. But this record isn't for the noise, it is for my wonderful family and the few loyal friends who never stop believing in me. Your love and support fuels me every step of the way. This one's for you. We're not done yet. God is just getting started. Powerful message there. Powerful message. Smilai, what did you think about this message that Victor Osimhen published after scoring and breaking his personal record?
No, he's to appreciate his fans. Those that supported him like Ombueri, that have been with him, through thick and thin, and
Mm,
and also to throw the shade to those that have not been supporting him. I don't want to mention names now, but it's not as if we are here to hate him. But I'm happy that he broke that personal record, and I keep on reminding you every week that he's exceeding expectation. You set a target for him at the start of the season that he should score these goals. But now I think I don't know maybe you're going to promise then, but I think it's actually what exceeding what you said for him. So I'm happy for him. He broke his personal record despite playing in the Turkish league. I'm really actually what happy for him. It's just to appreciate those that have been following him, and we also going to celebrate a double for him too. I hope so, winning the Turkish league and also the cup towards
mm,
the end. Unfortunately, the Turkish league ends May 31. So after the it will not be part of the Unity Cup.
mm, mm. Okay. I have some things to say about this, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, shout out to Victor Osimhen for scoring those goals and for breaking his personal record. It's always good when a player is able to take a step up in terms of production, in terms of his goals for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Same hunger, same mentality. In fact, sorry, scratch that. Okay, no, don't scratch that. The first thing that struck me, God forgive me, and I might be wrong here, but when I read this message, the first thing that came to my mind said, no, we Osimhen write this message. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
They know we are right. This Osimhen does not speak like this. Well, that's besides the point. There is nothing wrong in asking your people to help you construct a nice message. You give them what you want to say, then they help you to put it together in a nice way. But this is not Osimhen's voice. But that's besides the point. He said it's not just about numbers, it's about God, the growth, and his silent relentless work that speaks louder than any noise from the critics. Does Osimhen have critics? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But most of his critics, as far as I know, don't criticize him based on football. Most of the people that I know that have criticized Osimhen for one thing or the other have criticized him based on off the field, maybe the Finidi George incidents, transfer incidents, things like that. I don't think anybody has criticized Osimhen's ability or inability as a football player. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know anybody that has been loud about Osimhen when it comes to
No,
football in
no, no.
negative way.
During the World Cup qualifier, you know,
The people criticize his football,
yeah, Victor Weber went the line.
criticize his football in general. What
So
did he say?
he said that that should he was meant not to overhead kick that ball.
And saying that is not one that's criticizing one action or one moment or one game. If he has
Yeah,
a
it's
bad game,
also
you're allowed to say he has a bad game now.
yeah, it's also yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. That it's also it took that one. He didn't take
He
it
didn't
well.
take it lightly, yeah.
He didn't take it well. So yeah,
Because for me, I look at it that Osimhen doesn't really have critics like that when it comes to football. But that's besides the point. He says,
majority likes him.
hmm, he says to those who sat back hoping I would fail, sorry to disappoint you. Unless maybe he's talking about Napoli, oh, but were people wishing that Osimhen failed?
Yeah, I think some people wish that he failed after that Finnish judge incident.
Okay, I
Yeah,
guess.
and
After the
some
Philip
people
judge.
spoke that was wondering that this guy get out to these people get out to when that Chelsea did not the move did not materialize, people were celebrating.
Okay, I guess, yeah, after I finish the judge, I agree.
Maybe Mr. Jollof.
Some people were hoping. I can understand that. Some people thought, okay,
Mr.
after
Jollof is number one.
that Finidi incident, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
For me, wishing failure on somebody is a very extreme thing, but I can agree with that one. It says, "Sorry to disappoint you," and to those supporting me before. Shout out to AyoT. I've been supporting him before. And it says, and after the world catches on, I sincerely appreciate all of you. Somebody else said IoT is a critic. Go back. I don't know if you go and if you remember after Osimhen won the league with Napoli and it was on live video. All of you that think Osimhen and I are nobodies. If you watch that live, he said, "Thank you, Eagle Striker." Go and watch that live. He said, "Thank you, Eagle Striker," because he know the support and the love where we don't give him for many years. You can go and watch my interview with Victor Osimhen when he was at Lille before he became the superstar. That interview, when we did that interview, Osimhen had 58,000 followers on Instagram. You people, most of you did not that think you are his biggest fan in the world. You did not know him then. So go. So I
Some stuff.
mean, but yeah. So I'm part of people. I'm part of those that have been supporting him before the rest of the world caught on. I sincerely appreciate you. You're welcome. He said God is the greatest and he remains in control. He said, but this record is not for the noise. It is for my wonderful family and the few loyal friends who stopped believing in him. This message, Smilai, do you think that there are some people in his close circle that he fell out with? Because he's specifically saying for the few loyal friends. Does it mean that some of his friends were disloyal?
He maybe probably spotted some few things, and you can even pick one of them. The player, we know the person I'm talking about.
Who? I don't know. Tell us.
Ah, ah, I don't want to mention name. Oh.
Oh, yeah, type it in the private chat. Yeah, let me see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. I see that. I see that. Mm. So okay, maybe some people in his circle were disloyal to him, But when I read that message, I said, "Cause me, I'm the kind of person that I am. When people put out statements, I like to break it down line by line and understand the message that they are passing along. To me, this kind of thing is like listening to song lyrics. I want to understand exactly what you are going through. Because when I saw that, I said, for him to point out, he said a few. And this is Osimhen that we know that Osimhen normal, he didn't get entourage. Osimhen is the kind of guy that he moves with people. For him to now say my few loyal friends, it just gave me the message that maybe some people that he was close to, he trusted some of the wrong people and maybe their supports, did not go the way it was supposed to go. But it says for those who never stop believing in him, like me, I never stopped believing in him. I said he will score 30 goals. Some people say it's too much. He scored 33 now. He said, your love and your support fills me every step of the way. This one is for you. We are not done yet. God is just getting started. Fantastic message. Even though I said this is not Osimhen's voice, it's a well-written message. Osimhen normal, no, they mention God 3 times in the same statement. But I am happy for him. I agree, Osimhen. I believe that God is not done yet with you. Osimhen is, Omokpe, child of grace. It's just that guy that has this glow around him. It's just, God has destined him for success, and success will continue to follow him. And he is one of those guys that, despite the success that he has achieved in his life, he does not relent. He doesn't slumber. He keeps on going, he keeps on putting in effort, keeps on working hard. That's why Osimhen, every day on this show, I'm campaigning for you to join Chelsea. Because I want you to come and bring your grace to Chelsea. Eh, come and bring your grace to Chelsea. Come on. Don't you feel like winning Premier League? Don't you feel like winning Champions League? You can do it in blue. But yeah, shout out to Victor Osimhen, man. Personal record broken. I'm expecting him to score like he should reach 40. Let's get to 40. 5 more matches, 7 goals is nothing for him. What do you think, Smilai?
40 will be good. 40 actually will be good for him. I think it will not be bad for him to score 40 goals. I think that will even increase his coefficient,
Because 40 in Turkey is like 30 in all the other places.
in other places too. So that is it now. So there's a discount. In if you score goals in Turkey, there's a
Buy
discount.
one, get one free.
So for me, I hope that he can actually work. He can do that. But now that he's doing it, I hope the teammates too we can cooperate that. Oh, let this guy. Oh.
No, they will. Do you see his players, his teammates, they love him so much.
He's well loved. If you don't, I don't know, maybe you heard about the story of a Silver Sport vice president.
What did he say?
That went to go and take picture of Victor Osimhen.
Oh, and then this club was vexing for him.
Yeah, I think I been sacked.
I saw that the fans of Sivasspor were so angry that how can you be liking another player like that?
He
Angry.
was liking Osimhen so much and everything, but so I think he got the sack for that for his good deed. So
Very good.
yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Victor Osimhen, man. Let's see if you can do it. 7 goals in the next 5 games. Score one in your next game. Score two in the final. Score two against Keserispor. One against Gostepe, and then final game of the season when you are going to lift the trophy. You finish that one with hat trick. Now, what do you think? In fact, said
Yeah.
I don't that one don't even pass 7 already.
Yeah.
But if you can
And
score 40 goals, nobody can talk anything.
the good thing is that they're managing him well. I remember when they took him up against Liverpool, in the last game, people were like, "Oh, hat trick!" Even himself, wait a little bit, hat trick. But I think, they're gonna play Transport, and that can be, they're gonna play Transport twice, and that can be the potential cup winning and league winning games. So those 2 games are very important, for them. So for me, and Bakista is still well done. So
For stopping Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Victor Osimhen, man. Shout out to Victor Osimhen. Okay, let us move on. Before we move on, shout out to John Jones. Thank you for the super chats.
John Jones with this
John
$1.
Jones
Continue.
is a $1 just so that we'll take his comments because he has been leaving. He has been leaving plenty comments. He said, "Please talk about under 20. I don't tire for Osimhen and Boniface drama."
So,
Thank you for the super chat, John Jones. I know you are bigger than $1, but we appreciate it nevertheless. Thank you very much. But you know what they say in this life? Ask and you shall receive. So let's talk about the Flying Eagles. Let's talk about the under 20 AFCON 2025. Smilai, the young boys have been in action 2 games so far. They won their first game 1-0 versus Tunisia. They drew the second game 0-0 versus Morocco. The table is on your screen right now. Morocco lead with just goal scored that is letting them to lead the table right now, 4 points. Nigeria second on 4 points, Tunisia on 3, and then Kenya bottom of the table with 0. The boys will more than likely qualify from this group because there's even space for best third place teams. And Kenya that have been the whipping boys so far, you expect Kenya to lose against Nigeria. But even if they don't, our 4 points will be enough to take us to the next round. Smilai, what is your assessment of the 2 games so far and their overall performance in this tournament as it stands?
Poor, poor, very poor performance from the so-called Pep Guardiola of the Nigerian Premier League. I don't think he has been in camp with these players now for close like 8 months or so since September. Was it September last year? They
Hmm.
have been camping and preparing for competitions like this. I just realized that what type of instruction is the man actually what giving this thing? For me, I look at it. The hallmark of a midfielder is for you to at least be able to pass the ball and save your life. The boy from Aqua United, Awal Ibrahim, they call him Germany. The boy cannot hold the ball. The boy cannot pass the ball. And is from back to front, by passing the midfield. I was wondering that is this the instruction from the coach? What did they want to achieve with all these things? With the way they are playing, they call it police ball in Nigeria. The way they are playing this police ball in Nigeria, do you think that any of them can say, okay, I want to play for Super Eagles, have the talent enough? We had some players that play under 20, and the year after, they were playing for the Super Eagles. Players like Chinedu Obasi Ogboke,
Hmm.
players like Obina and Sofo, players like John Obi Mike, players like Onyeka Pam, players like Diladileye, players like Chris Obodo. These are players that played under 20 a year before. The next year, they were playing for the Super Eagles.
Hmm.
Even Ademola Lookman played under 20 in 2009. And the next year, he played for Nigeria at the World Cup. He started for Nigeria against Argentina, against Messi's Argentina, in the World Cup in 2010. Just to tell you, are these guys ready? Look at Taiwo, the same example too. I can't see anybody ready to even take on this challenge of playing for Nigeria soonest. I see one of these players ending in MPFL.
Hmm. Ending.
No, yes, even stay in MPFL for years.
Hmm.
Because just something that can distinguish you from others. Just you are young. When you say you're young, you must be able to take risk. This youthful exuberance, show what you have. Otherwise, don't have anything. For me, I'm highly disappointed with this team. He's a coach I really rate, and he's right back. I don't know where he got the right back from.
My Gary.
If you overlap before you come back, you're already sweating. I don't know. What he's trying to do. This team, the Boso team that played in the last under 20 AFCON, was way better
Hmm.
than this team. In that Boso team, we had players that we expect them to do well. Players like Daniel Daga,
Hmm.
players like Benjamin Fredericks, players like even Agbalaka, players like what's it called? This guy, what's it called? Jude Sunday.
Eletu.
And yeah, we don't know that was in the World Cup. So we had
Oh,
this
you meant the AFCON.
at the AFCON. That
Okay.
was slightly what better. But this team just there's no for me. There's no even there's one boy they call Musa Muhammad. The boy plays for Gombe now. They call him
Hmm.
what's it called? They call him Mikel.
Hmm.
They used to call him Mikel. So look at Obushi Onushi, plays for Esperance de Tunis now.
Hmm.
He's going to play at the Club World Cup. So these guys are not just ready to take it on. And I'm so shocked that this man did not do well at all. So playing for academy football, play against academy Nigeria is different from playing against Morocco and playing against Tunisia. We were fortunate to win that game against Tunisia, but I can tell you that if this guy did not qualify for the World Cup, I would not be surprised.
Hmm. Hmm. Strong
I'm not saying they
words.
will not qualify, but if they
Yeah.
don't qualify, I will not be
Hmm.
surprised.
How many teams from Africa qualify?
Four.
So you have to reach the semis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they have a chance. It all depends on your matchups and who you face in the next round. Just even talking about that last AFCON squad, I think there were other players that had quality on that team. Even though some of them have not quite lived up to what we might have expected from them. I know that at the time, Samson Lawal was a midfielder that people thought had potential, and could do well. I think his move that he made in his career has not quite
I never
worked.
rated something like that.
you
I
know,
know the boy now. I never rated him.
I mean, you already mentioned Ogbelu, who is playing for Esperance. Was in the
That was
midfield.
way better. The guy, what boy was way better than the
Okay,
outside.
what of this boy, Sunday Jude?
So he used, I never rate him. It's Mr. that I was rating him. I never rated him.
But nevertheless, I mean, honestly, I don't know if you saw the video
Paco
that
Lawa.
Salim Fago.
Yeah.
He's scoring
Paco
goals for NK Extra now. But I don't know if you remember, if you saw the video that I posted after the first game.
Mm-hmm.
I highlighted a bunch of things that I noticed, and some people in the comments were telling me, you're too harsh, yeah, this or yeah, that one. And then I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm too harsh. Let me watch the second game and see if anything changes. Same thing. No real style, no real pattern. That one I have to put it largely down to the coaching and the
Mm-hmm.
instruction that the coaches are giving them. Somebody left a comment here and said, Sports Ghana says, I'm so happy that we can actually hear the coaching instructions. All you hear is hold on, no bouncing. It's pure rubbish instructions, no coaching inputs. And that's true. You'll be hearing the coaches on the sideline. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh yeah, who they mark number six? Who they mark? And I'm just like, you're not actually telling them anything that is that beneficial. I get, okay, yes, you want them to maintain concentration, but we've heard many footballers say it. When a coach is shouting a lot of nonsense or a lot of nothing from the sidelines, the players just turn their ear off when they know that the coach is not really giving them any instruction. I know, watch your man. Oh. Like these are things that they already know that they have to do. So at that point, they're not really listening to you. But I don't think that the coaches are instructing them well at all because the style is just not it. And then the individual quality, I agree with you, does not appear to be there. And for me, at least on a 20 level, I know that Nigeria, where you must succeed, you must win, you must do this, you must do that kind of country. But at the same time, we should not be sacrificing player development for these things. I keep on saying it because at the end of the day, okay, they get to the final of the tournament, they qualify for the World Cup, they play in the World Cup, maybe they lose in the quarterfinal, and then at the end of the day, only maybe 4 out of 23 players actually go on to have successful careers in football. Is that really a success? Like, is that really a success? At this level, they need to be learning how to play football well. They need to be learning fundamentals, things that they can take abroad. And when I see the way these players are playing now, when I see and hear the way the coaches are instructing them, it does not surprise me that when Nigerian players get to Europe, they need to take 10 steps back to go and relearn and relearn and relearn and relearn because they don't know anything. Like everybody knows that in today's football now, which these players are currently playing in today's football, you have to be good on the ball technically, passing the ball, moving it around. By the time you are telling your center back, all your center back is there to do is to head cross away and to play it long. Which club is that player going to play for like that in the future? Sporting Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
With all due respect to Sporting Lagos, that's my club. But it's like, which club really is the player going to play for? Because anyway, even if you go to Sweden second division, they want you to put the ball on the ground and play it around and
Mm-hmm.
find the spaces and be intelligent and run into good spaces, read the game well. Midfield players who can drop deep, take the ball, who can dictate play, all of those things, nothing. So for me, I don't know. When I was watching the first game, I noted a bunch of things. People say I'm harsh. Second game, nothing as well. And I'm just like, is this the way we're going to go through? And I mean, even if we get to the semis playing like this, again, like I say, we need to stop being short term in our thinking. Think of these players' futures. I know that the coach might be looking at, oh, maybe he wants to just get there, qualify so that he can keep his job, so that people cannot say that he did a bad job. But in 10 years' time, what are these players going to be doing? Are they all going to have been back in the MPFL, or are they all going to be having successful careers in Europe? The players that are succeeding the most now as youngsters from Nigeria are those that skip the youth teams. Doesn't that tell us about a large failure that we're having? They need to fix something. They need to think about it. It's not all about win now. Develop these players in the right way. Let them actually learn how to play football so that they can succeed when they move on from here. It is bad. And that our goalkeeper, Ebenezer Harcourt, I don't want to talk too bad about him because he's a 15-year-old. I don't know why you're smiling. That's the age that he is, a 15-year-old. But that guy, oh my days. Ball from corner kick. Oh yeah, come and do something. Ball where you supposed to catch, ain't go punch. Even your punch is not all those solid punches that you are punching this ball away, it's flying out of the box. You are punching forward, the ball is going sideways. Just those kind of things that I'm just like, he doesn't have that commanding presence. Once he steps off his line, it's almost like he's not sure what to do. So for me, I don't really know what exactly they need to do. Is it that we just don't produce quality players again in Nigeria? I don't know. Is it that we just don't call the quality ones and they all skip the youth teams and then they go to academies abroad and that's where they develop? But the way we're doing, we can go far in this tournament. I just don't see for the long-term success of these players. I don't see how this is beneficial to them. Ask me like sometimes when you ask me about certain young players, I always just tell you, ask me about them in 4 or 5 years' time. Because I don't like to judge Nigerian players at youth level too much because a lot of them they can look good at youth level, but when they go into the real world, they don't stack up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's this one that I'm not that this one now they're not even looking good at youth level is a bit worrisome. But I think a lot of it comes down to the coaching. The coaching. The one player that has even kind of been solid for me is my boy Daniel Bam Bam Bamei. I think Bamei has actually been solid at the back. But the
Mm-hmm.
only thing is the same question that I ask. Okay, he's making blocks. He's heading balls away. He's commanding his defenders. You can see that he's repeating class. You can tell that he has been here before. But on the ball, what's he doing? Nothing really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the dirty work. You can see his
Mm-hmm.
effort is there, putting his body on the line, making blocks, heading, winning aerial duels, which are good. But ultimately, look at the best defenders in the world today. They are good on the ball. If you are going
Mm-hmm.
to play for a big club that is going to be having 60% possession in almost every match, you have to be able to use the ball as well. You're not just there to just head away. If you head away, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still make it in football, but we're talking about, I mean, the goal is supposed to be the best, to be
Mm-hmm.
among the best.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's so many things that need to be fixed with the way we coach these players, with the mentality of these coaches. Don't sacrifice proper football and proper development for let's win. Because it's not going to benefit them in the long run. Yes, you qualify for the World Cup. Yes, they get their exposure. Yes, they get to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. Some of them sign for clubs, and then that's where it ends. They cannot now make it from that club that they signed for.
Mm-hmm.
We see it with many of the ones that went to last on a 20 World Cup. They are still struggling to come up. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but the development is not as fast as you expect or hope that it will be. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we need to be aware of. If these players are 4 years behind by the time they get to Europe, it's going to be difficult for them. And I'm sure that they all want to get to Europe. So it's
I,
something you have to note.
let me tell you something. Some of these players you see today, they have reached their peak.
It's been like, nah, come on now.
Mhm. Maybe you mentioned a defender now who has been clearing ball. When he
Bam bam.
tried to pass, when he tried to pass the ball from the back, his eye turned. He passed to opponent. All those things. You just have to teach them this thing. If you don't pass the ball, you start again. You make them they are comfortable with all these things because I was looking at Super Eagles. We don't get midfield, and we're looking at okay, you know I just think that it's very important that we look at the areas that were lacking. And look at, we used to be very strong in wings. Look at it now. There's no winger here.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, let me quickly take some comments. Shout out to Isabel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate your support. Let me see. Let me see. Sports Grinder says if we select the players from the top teams that went to go to Average Cup, but handful from Cardinal Academies, they will do way better than this current under 20. Okay. Someone says no players from Beyond Limit and Sporting Lagos. I think there are a few from Sporting Lagos now.
True.
Okoro is from Sporting Lagos and the goalkeeper is from Sporting Lagos.
Hmm.
Hakot, yeah. Shout out to Uche joining the channel as a member level Flamingo. We appreciate you, Uche Chuku Irebu.
But he came with abuse.
Uche Chuku came with abuse.
You know what came with abuse?
I don't
No,
know
he
anything.
said Utom Bongo Waters.
Ignore that guy. Okay. He says one of the coaching staff was pressing his phone on the bench. Maybe it was looking at tactics or something. You don't know what he was looking
Maybe
at.
he was checking the WhatsApp message he sent to him on WhatsApp.
You don't know what he was looking at. You don't know what he was looking at. Let me see. Ademola says it falls anytime he clears the ball. Okay. Somebody says Bameye has improved. Bam bam, my boy. Um, Sports Grinder says Europeans use long-term coaching at youth level. Love them or not, these should be our coaches. Siasia under 20, Badi under 17, Manugaba under 17, talent hunters. So he's saying those should be our coaches. I love Mr. Samson Siasia on my person, but I cannot advocate for somebody that was caught cheating. Um, that's just it for me. I can't really advocate for somebody that was caught cheating. But other than that, yeah. Okay, let's take the final topic and then we'll see who wants to call and then we'll wrap up for this night. Smilai,
Yeah.
we are in May. The Super Eagles are in action this month. Maybe Super Eagles 8.5 or B. Let's say 8.5, will be in action later this month in the Unity Cup against Chale, Ghana, and one of Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago. With about 23 days until our first game, we'll be expecting to hear the squad list announcements maybe the next week and a half.
Hmm.
But right now, what can you tell us about this tournament that is coming up? What can people be looking forward to? What is there for us to know?
It's a game that those that schedule it did not target the scheduling time well, because I'm pretty sure that they didn't check the timetable of some of these European clubs. So,
Mm,
with due respect, if you look at the Italian league, we finish on the 25th. The Premier League finished on the 25th. Turkish league finished on the 31st. So that means that our players playing in the Premier League, Syria, and Turkish league will not be part of this. So I've been hearing that some players will be here. Kano players just confirmed that Starman Ahmed Musa have been invited. Afraid to retire. He has been invited to gay. I don't know what he wants to go and try in London. Maybe he's going for to cancel new Super Eagles player. I don't know. But for me, I don't think that we should be looking in Musa's direction again.
mm,
I'm also hearing that players that are based in the UK, maybe championship, might probably also get the opportunity to actually play. And I'm hearing that Oladapo Afolayan, I know maybe you know him, that
St.
plays for
Pauli.
Sao Paulo,
Mm,
might probably actually get his chance
mm,
finally to actually probably for this team. So I'm hearing that they are trying, because of this scheduling. I don't think a lot of people are really buying into the Unity Cup, because the thing that the star players might not be coming.
mm.
So that is the reason why. So they have employed a lot of marketers, no ambassadors. You know,
So like you like creation. I know who you are talking about.
yes, they have employed different ambassadors to campaign, about people actually what. In fact, today there was even a discount code, on Unity Cup tickets, so that people can actually come and actually
So
join. They
people are
want
not
the
buying
Yes, they want the Brentford GTX Stadium to be full,
to be
so that
full.
the
Mm.
capacity, at least people can actually make money too. Those organizing those games can actually make money. So for me, I think people should turn out. But of course, my city, I don't think I will be there. But because I have to travel like 2 hours to London, book an hotel, sleep, and go and watch Ahmed Musa play against Ghana. So, so for me, I think that's what you're on TV. I'm saying my Manchester, but I just think that it's it's getting closer, and Eric Shell is working very hard to get these guys to actually just to make sure that he presents a solid team that will play against Ghana and also on Saturday against that Trinidad and Tobago or Jamaica. So he wants to get something out of this game, and that is what we actually want looking at, because he doesn't want you to say, okay, novelty match, like, okay, if it's a novelty match, why can't you go and bring a Magic Panic to come and strike the way they used to do before and bring the politicians? But he just wants to get something out of this game so that
Mm.
people can, can get at least a score before the Austria, not before the Russia game. I
Mm.
don't know, maybe the Russia game will take place, but uh, so because the Russia game and also what our World Cup qualifying in September.
So when you look at this game that's coming up with all the players that are likely going to miss,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say is the best thing that we can take out of the match?
Well, I think you got. Sorry, come again, please. I didn't hear that off.
No, I said, what is the best that we can take out of this game? Since most players are probably going to miss, what's the best case that we can see from this game?
I think you know you are in Nigeria, and you know exactly. Even if we are playing primary school game or we are playing toddler game, Nigerians will expect to win a victory against Ghana. You know that no matter how it is, the game against Ghana is always very tough. So Nigeria will still expect a victory, against Ghana. So for me, I think we might be presenting a much better squad than Ghana, in that game, because
Mm.
so they will probably come most of their under 20 and their own base player to play that tournament. So
Mm.
I think that we might be getting a more better team than Ghana. So I think we might still, if Musa score a trick now, we might still probably actually beat Ghana. And I just want him to, it's like a mock exam for him. I want him to like achieve something from it.
Mm.
It's okay. It's not about winning now, but Nigeria will like when well, the Qatar fan. I just want him to achieve something. Okay, this player. I pick this player from the tournament. This player can be part of my team in September.
Mm. I think
So
for me, that's kind of what I look at. That maybe the best that we can get is at least if we're able to see one or two players that we say,
mhm, that
okay,
will
maybe
see
this guy can come to the main
come,
squad and
come to the main Super
can do
Eagles. Yeah,
something.
yeah,
That would be a positive for us.
that will be positive.
Mm.
So for me, I think it should be actually work very good. And also, you know, I've been hearing some people already pushing some players to come and play this player. Some players I've never even heard before. But I just think that the man is very strict with his team
Mm.
and he's restricting everything. So the reason even I think the reason why Musa is there is maybe because he's the captain and he has not retired from the national team. So, but for me, I just think that he also is working very hard to get the best out
Mm.
of the team.
Mm. Okay. Otto Okonkwo, you be there?
Yeah, uh, I don't know. I don't know.
I
But
saw that there was a report that Eric Shaw went to watch him
yeah. But I don't. I cannot say that it will
conclusively.
be in
Mm.
this camp now. But League One will be over. Good for him that he didn't. He's not. He was going to play a playoff.
Yes.
To
Mm.
go championship. So at the end of the day, so he's going to be available. Players like Femi Seriki. Well, Femi Seriki will not be available because they will still be playing. What's it called? Championship playoff, because from Sariki they didn't qualify directly from
Mm.
Sheffield United. So some players will be here. So I don't know if Josh Maya will be fit enough to play
No, I don't
in
think so.
those games. I don't think so.
What about
So
Ajayi? Ajayi is back.
okay, maybe Ajayi probably is going to be there, but I don't think Kevin Bassi will be there. Because the game finished the last game on 25th. They were supposed to play 3 days after. Come on, it's
Yeah,
too.
it's not advisable, self.
It's not advisable, for him. He need to actually after a long season. Alex will be at what winning your line, I only might probably
Awoni
want to
because Awoni has not played too much, so
play too
maybe.
much. Or he might probably, want to play. So for me, I just think that it's going to be a very, heavily rotated Super Eagles.
Okay, okay. Let us finally take a couple calls and then we can wrap up for tonight. Thank you to everyone that has been watching. If you haven't liked the video, please like it. Still less than half of people that are watching have liked the video. So please hit the like button, support. And of course, if you want to leave a super chat to support our efforts, if you want to join channel as a member, if you want to ask any questions, just hit that money sign that is beside the button. I'm sure you've seen it because you guys have been leaving a lot of comments. So there's a dollar symbol beside where you're typing all those comments, and you can leave a super chat and accompany your comments with some dollars to show your support for the content, for the effort. Let's take three callers and then we'll call it a night. First is our friend Humble Henry. Welcome, sir.
Yes, yes. AyoT, I hear you. Smith Layi, I hear you.
Thank you.
I have three things to say. First, I would love to be harsh a little bit.
Hmm,
Boniface should not go to Juventus.
hmm.
Yes, let him not even try it.
Where should you go?
First, I will tell you the reasons. Chukwueze is having it in a hard way in Serie A.
Hmm,
Lookman is not being respected in Serie A. Osimhen, we saw what happened. And now Boniface wants to go to Juventus. He wants to go to Juventus. Remember, Juventus is not for little kids that have injuries always.
hmm,
Osimhen played in Serie A, he had injury. Lookman played in Serie A, had injury. Chukwueze played in Serie A, had injury. Now, these people, you know that they are not injury proof. They can play. You hardly see them having injury like that. And you, who are in Belgium, sorry, who are in Bundesliga, Germans league, playing and having injury, you have to be careful to know where you're going to. The best thing, since you like money, go to Saudi Arabia. Don't go where they will put you. Yes, don't go where they will put you. They will loan you, or they will treat you the way they are treating Chukwueze right now. And every person will be saying why. Then, um, AyoT, please, since he's your friend, I like him so much. That is why I'm saying this. Ask him who is his mentor. Whom do he seek advice from?
Very dark man.
He is 23 years. Yes, I'm coming again. I know the reason why I'm saying this. Victor Boniface in Union Berlin. Is it Union Berlin? I stand to be corrected. Is
You know,
different from
Sentari.
Victor. Yes, it's
Just
different
engineer.
from Victor Boniface recently. With the Victor Boniface we know in Belgium is very dedicated, very passionate, very disciplined. Is very totally different from Victor Boniface we are seeing now. Sorry to say this. We all know. AyoT evaluate it. That one aside. Now, concerning about Osimhen, uh, I don't want to say anything now. I think I don't know the reason why anything that he does, I will say is correct. I don't know why. Maybe when he do 90 things and do 10 bad things, I will not talk about those bad things because those 90 things that he have done has really covered up. I wish him all the best. He's doing the thing. I will continue to support him. The last one is our under 20. The guy in Barcelona who is 17 years had made me to see our under 20 as old men. They are old men. They are not into development anymore. Lamine Jaman had made me to look at them. Oh my goodness, that these people are lacking behind no football intelligence. All of them. In fact, I'm giving them 1.5 over 10.
hmm.
It is disappointing. It is disgracing. I was watching the game. I was trying to see. I want to see an exceptional players. Exceptional.
Just
I
show
want to see.
talent.
I want to see one person is okay. And at the end of the day, the agents that doesn't have license, we take them to India. We take them to Saudi Arabia because they are chasing money.
AyoT mentioned a player from Bangladesh today, Afghanistan today. I was
That
Bangladesh.
is it. Yeah,
He said
because
he scored a goal and assist. Yes, he
yeah,
was mentioning a player now. I was listening. A
yeah,
Bangladesh
because
player.
everybody want to make money. Now everybody go for the money. They don't want to build the resume.
Forget their big
Everybody is
ticket.
chasing money.
Mm.
I am with you, and the people that are telling us the coach does not is not intelligent. Let me be honest with you. If I tell him you are not intelligent,
No bouncing.
you are not. I will tell him the truth. You are not intelligent.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Siasia, very intelligent man. Yes, life is stage by stage. Amokachi, very intelligent. Life is stage by stage. He cannot go back to under 17 anymore. But those people produce exceptional players. I want to see it. What I'm seeing is people that run like antelope. Prum, prum. I said, what is going on?
No pattern.
Now check Moroccan players in the next 5 years. Check
Mm-hmm.
our own in the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will come back.
Mm.
I rest my case. I
All
rest
right.
my case. The only thing is
Thank you
that
very
I
much.
want all the best for Victor Boniface. I like him. Let me be honest with you. If he can listen, put his head down, pay attention, go into the mirror and look at himself. Say, I am a champion. There are some certain things I don't need to do. You will see the sky will be his limit. Everybody talking about him likes him
Mm.
because let me be. If anybody talking about Victor Boni, he are doing, they love him.
Mm.
Is any person talking about Wakali anymore? Nobody cares, but we care for Boniface because we know what he can deliver.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But
All
let him be
right.
disciplined. That's my own thing.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Humble.
much.
I
Thank you.
appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, let us take our next guest. We have Mr. Adedotun Uche. I'll bring you on after. Mr. Adedotun, welcome,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you for having me, guys. Smila, how are you doing? IoT.
Yeah.
Very
I
well.
got
Very
see.
well anyway.
Let me tell Omweli, please, you guys should change the narrative that Syria did not treat Lookman badly. His coach had issue with him, and the fans they supported him. Chukwueze, nobody treated him badly. Chukwueze is actually not improving. Imagine Yunus Musa playing ahead of Chukwueze. That small boy, Jimenez, Aliandro Jimenez playing ahead of Chukwueze. So that my problem with Nigerians. Whenever a Nigerian player is on the bench, they will say maybe the coach doesn't like him or that. No, go out. You don't want Chukwueze to sign for your club. The only person I would say was treated badly by the team president is Osimhen. So please raise that narrative. That is that on that. Then now let me say this. Victor Boniface, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's a player I like. I don't usually follow followers, but I think I'm following him on the IG. He should please work on himself. He should work on himself. Like I said in the comments, your off-field attitude might not go down well with the club or the coach, and you'll be frozen out. Some days ago, we just spoke about Gift Urban as attitude. If you are having a problem in all the clubs you are going to, then you need to check yourself. That's all on that. On Osimhen, good job. You should keep it up. You should keep being the poster boy of Nigeria. And I want to congratulate Chiamaka Nnadozie that at least she won something for her club. With all her efforts, she was able to win something. Now, let me now go to matter of the day. In the last 4 years, 4 years, we've been having shambolic under 20. Smila, correct me if I'm wrong. Please tell me any under 20 AFCON or World Cup that we have not promoted at least 3 players to Super Eagles. At least Mutu played 1989 under 20. He departed for Nigeria 1990. I can name players. Uduka, I can name players.
Chris or
Nnadozie and Co. Even the one who are from good team of 1995 gave us Dukudi. Gave us the one that passed. What know the other pass? I don't know the other pass. Ebiede.
Yes.
A lot of players like that. Then Nigeria 99 gave us Yobo, Agawa, Ikedia, and Robocop, and Bega Kunowo. Shortly after that World Cup, Bega Kunowo moved from Shooting Stars to Barcelona first team. Now, imagine AyoT was telling me that Sulaiman Fagolawa now play for NK Istra.
Even you know that Obodo, when he left Nigeria under 20 camp in 2001, he went to
Perugia
in Italy.
Perugia.
From there to Florentina and so on.
From Sochi, he moved to one club here, later to Dilagori.
And I think the goalkeeper of that under 20, I saw him score one ridiculous own goal.
It
was comical.
See, I'm saying this now. Let us be factual. AyoT, fine. You can say Bama has improved, but you only improved 20%. Go and watch the 2 matches. Anytime he clears the ball, he will fall. He falls anytime he clears the ball. Man, though he has improved a little bit.
It's because they are playing on artificial grass. That's
no. It's because he's playing under Boso in the MPFA.
Yes, now.
He's playing for Bayelsa United.
So definitely, if Boso has not gotten a job, I'm sure Bama will still be Yum FC. And that's my problem. But when we talk, my own friend will be arguing with me that the coach, see, I don't see any reason why a coach that's only a club side should still be coach of another team. He has a double job. He's coach of under 20 and coach of academy. The same way the last under 17 coach, Manu Gaba, being the technical advisor of an academy, and now you are giving him a job of national team. What do you expect?
Very good point.
What do you expect? See, some people will be telling you, saying that we don't hate these guys, we care about football. Tell me, in the last 6 years, tell me the players that are promoted. Even Musa said, we have Musa, we had one of the UDD, we are all of them that play under 20.
You have Ramon Aziz. Yeah.
Ramon Aziz. Look at what I'm talking about. Now, we don't have from under 20. Now, one even went to sign in Qatar. The one that moved to Scotland. We don't know where he is now.
I just in summary, I don't know, maybe I'm just being too honest. Maybe I'm spoiled because of what I've seen in the past. But with due respect, me watching players like Fago Lawa, players like Samson Lawa, is it Fago?
Yeah, Salim Fago Lawa. Yeah.
Salim Fago Lawa. Me watching Samson Lawa, watching Sunday Jude. With all honesty, these guys are just using strength. They are not, I saw Samson Lawa play. He reminds me of Solomon Owelo, but the one of Temu.
Owelo.
But so for me, these guys are not just there. I don't know, maybe the coach did not see anybody, but you cannot come to Nigeria and this is what you now present as a national team. That is criminal.
As bad as we think Boswell is
right now.
Or in 2007, he
Brian
Bulo
Day,
gave us Brian Deye and that's a Shechile and gave us
yes.
Efia Bruce.
Ezenwa,
And this guy that played
Ezenwa.
Oloyi, Ekewa. See, AyoT, we have been following Nigerian football for long. Eh? I can name it from 1983. I will start telling you number of players have been playing for from under 20 to Spy Eagles. I will name a lot. Now this was it was when Smith mentioned Agbalaka. Many people have forgotten Agbalaka. Many people, even the boy Tosuku Nadi, that thought, oh, we just go out, where are they now? These guys are not playing for money because agents are flooding the camp with players just go and send them to Luxembourg, Tanzania, NK Istra, all those obscure leagues. Back in that, our under 20 players used to move to Belgium. At least we see now 5 in Belgium,
So,
in
Mr. Ademola,
Holland.
because I have to let you go, I want to ask you this question. So we have
Please do.
I understand your thoughts, and I'm not even trying to defend. Is it a quality thing, like we just don't have the quality anymore, or what exactly is it? Because so the players that we have that have moved to, let's even say, fairly decent teams, the Nnadis, the Eletus, they've not been able to make it yet out of the youth teams of those teams that they joined to. We have this other boy, what's his name? Abdullahi, who joined Sunderland. He's yet to play in Sunderland's first team. Is it that we just do not have the quality, or the ones that have the quality, they don't have agents that can come and sell them to the coaches in camp? What is the issue?
I will go for the latter. The ones that have quality don't have people to push them to the coaches in national team. Sorry, I've been saying it. I don't have anything against the young man, Eletu. I don't have anything against him. And I've been saying he should leave AC Milan. All his career, he has only played 15 minutes for AC Milan in a friendly match. And some people like Wale will say, you should bring him to Super Eagles. See, IoT, everything's all about agenda, agenda, agenda. Now I play highest bidder. And I will cost the coaches some slack here, a little slack. When NFF fails to pay coaches, then they will want to find a way to make money. Look at bankers now. They don't owe bankers salary because they know if you owe them, they will dip their hand, customers' money, and the bank will
Then
go,
then they will
they
go
will
to
be at
AFCCB.
fault. So I'm not making any case for them. But bro, we should go back to the basics. This is wrong. This is
Yeah,
wrong.
Mr.
Yeah,
Edwards,
somebody was telling me
uh,
that the people that
I
post
have to
are not
just
being blamed.
because we
Are
have to
not
wrap
being
it up
paid.
now.
yeah,
I just have 30 seconds. Let me respond to that your question.
okay.
See, I believe that we don't really have the quality again, but people are in self-denial.
Hmm.
See, me, I'm a grassroots person. As I sit here, I watch all these grassroots games. Sometimes they say player day. I see and I don't find a single one. A single player. See, let me tell you something there. The demand of modern day football is different from what we used to know. We are just like Okunko. We did not evolve with what. Yes, now we did not evolve when we are evolving. So we did not learn our lesson. So what we are supplying now is not really what they need.
Hmm.
That is the problem. And the people are still supplying it, the raw material, what they still they use to prepare them. Now we see they use the old archaic way.
Hmm.
That is what we are still using. But the demand now don't change. So that is why you see these players with the chakara beyond limits. The chakara are Sweden and not with Irish.
Hmm.
That is it. With the millions invested, see if they don't change their way, they should go and recruit players from Mali. We are our domestic coaching in Nigeria is so bad, and that is happening to
Exactly.
our 20. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Adedotum. I appreciate hearing from you.
Mhm.
All right. Let's hear from Uche. He has been waiting patiently. Welcome, Uche.
Hi, good day. Can you hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Wait, first of all, are you the Uche Chuku Irebu?
Yeah, not me.
Ah, okay, 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 thank you. Okay, go
Okay,
on.
so I'll start from the under 20. Um, I saw Igalo 2009, right, with Sia. Igalo played 2009 under 20, if I'm not wrong, or if I'm not mistaken. So you could see, like, if you notice with Sia's under 20, you can see that there's some form of football education going around with them. You see that when they leave there, if you see Igalo of 2009 and see him later when he even went to Watford, you can see that there's a growth. It shows you that this player was there's like he had not reached his plateau. He was still evolving. That's why he could even stay till 2019. So he gave us like 10 years after playing on that 20. So I feel like the problem right now with especially in under 20 or under age team is that we do not have coaches again that can pass down football knowledge or football education. How many of the coaches have pro license, or how many of the coaches have CAF B license or CAF A license? Not many. You can mention a few. Like, yeah, there was a time I was hearing that sometimes when anybody go for like Champions League, that they do not allow their coaches to stay there because they do not have like the proper license to take a seat and represent the team. So these are the things that NFF needs to take care of. Ensure that, okay, if you cannot get it, like outsource, go around Africa and see those people that can actually bring football education in the different academies or even in the clubs. Let's have like a Malian coach coaching Eyimba, or yeah, now have like a Moroccan coach coaching Shooting Stars, or just go around Africa and get those coaches so that they can impart that knowledge over like 5 years or so, or 10 years, or a decade from now. There needs to be a plan, like steps on how to achieve young players, because right now we're just having old men. I'm sorry to say, like, old men playing under 20. Like, no one will tell me Bamayi is 19 years old. That guy is not 19. That guy cannot be 19. You will see the difference between
You are
him
not his
and the
father.
Moroccan player. It's not about I'm not his father. You can see it in his face now. I mean,
Uh,
I see Mikel when I
Tough
see Mikel
circumstances.
2000 and I see Mikel 2003. You will definitely tell that he was within that range.
No, be everybody get baby face.
Hi.
but my issue with Bameyi was why he went to go and shave, because he did not shave his beard in 2015, 10 years ago when he was playing for Water FC. Why did you go and delete that picture on Facebook? I
2015.
saw his Facebook. Why did you go and delete
Sometimes you just want to update your profile.
it? You went to go and delete. See, there was a player on his face. That's why they didn't go and call out AyoT on his Facebook. Oh, he posts his highlight there. The date of birth he's using now. You know, when you start highlight and say, "Oh, name, date of birth," was different from the one on his passport.
Huh.
And he posts on his Facebook. I said, "What type of people is at this now?" I think somebody now told him that to go and delete it. You know, why did they go and they will clean their profile on Facebook? Say that they will now post secondary school pictures.
fresh starts.
Fresh
Start. You know, if you blow, you don't want people to go back and now be taking some of the things that you were saying before you blew, and now say, "Look at your style." See, you know, you don't.
see the under 17 and what's the name is Osimhen, Iheanacho, Chukwueze. At least they've given us, if you check now, 10 years in the bag. Like, you know that, okay, these players have. But where are those players anymore? Under 17 cannot go for World Cup. Under 20 they will go for World Cup. You can't even get the right players. Like, see right now we want to call players for Unity Cup. We do not have like an under 23 team. Another 23 team that can go and represent us at that kind of tournament. I remember when we used to have under 23 teams, but now we don't have any.
We used to have before.
Until it's time for Olympics now, then we'll see.
No, yeah, I think we had last time we had a one foreigner before us that was carrying bandage on his leg.
So So you see, all this is like there's no plan, nothing. They don't have like next 5 years or anything, nothing. And we want to win. See, if we are not careful, this World Cup will labor a video because the way I'm looking at it is more like you are planning for a tournament and then you are calling someone like Musa. Are you people really serious? You are calling me, you are calling Musa into the team, no matter how, because I feel like we should definitely be looking out for players to plug the different holes or the different how do I call it, weaknesses in the team. So why then call someone like Musa to this kind of
So
competition?
let me
Weakness,
just say
weakness in
something.
leadership.
No. I just no. I think NFL want to launch a program in London. I think Musa is part of
Ambassador team.
ambassador to launch.
He
So,
wants to launch what?
eh?
They want to launch what?
I want them to launch before I say it. A
Oh,
program like that in London. So I think Musa
okay.
is part of the ambassador. So
Wow.
it's going to it's going to be there to help them to launch it. You know, it's also now in Kano too now. You know, when they are playing FA game, you can be launching programs on where, you know, he's also doing that once. So
Wow.
Musa is flexible now.
Okay. At the expense of our World Cup. Remember what they did the last one?
Musa will not be
This is
called
not
up.
World Cup now. This is a charity match almost.
Yeah, but we know that.
Musa will not play against Russia.
Okay. Okay. Let's believe that. Hopefully. Yeah. So aside from that, in regards to African Player of the Year, you mentioned why Lookman might find it difficult. Yeah, definitely. But I think it will be like he'll be like maybe top 10 because having 25 goals. Yeah, there are not a lot of African footballers. If you check it, there are not a lot.
We named like 6 or 7 here already today.
Six or seven.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, but you see that he.
Hakimi, Mamouche, Gurasi, Pate. That's already that's what 5 or 6. Listen, I'm sure that there's someone that are not coming.
No. If you check because he was very effective.
Osimhen 6.
Yeah, Osimhen 6, but compared to the league that both of them were playing,
but the performance difference is too much now.
Yeah, but 25 goal contribution in Serie A is not being so.
It's not in Serie A, it's not competitions, or is it only in Serie A that contributes?
No, yeah, in Serie A. In Serie A, it has 25 goal contribution for I think 14 goals, then 9 assists or so. Then in Europe, he has like 5.
No, so it's 14 and 5 in Serie A.
14 and 5.
Then 5 and 1 in Champions League.
Okay, 5 and 1 in Champions League, which is actually a good turnover. If even including that he also had injury, he was out for some months, for some weeks. So you can see that he was effective. Like he would not be put there because of he was the penultimate player of the year. So I feel like he will be considered in the conversation, but he will not get into the top 5 or so because there are people ahead of him. Then with Osimhen, like I really like what he's doing, and I think he's like the poster, as Smith Layi said, the poster child of Nigerian football. And I hope he stays in Europe. He does not leave Europe. If he goes to Saudi Arabia, money sweet or money good.
Let me ask this question. If he goes to Saudi, will Nigerians start watching the Pro League, the Saudi Pro League? If he goes to Saudi, will you start watching?
No.
I don't even watch. See,
no.
You start TV on YouTube, yeah. People don't even watch.
No. Let me point out. See the way Mikel goes around Europe or goes around Africa. The reason why he can do all those things is because he won Champions League 9 to the final. He was number like midfielder extraordinary, like in the midfield. Like everybody knows, like that 2012 final.
That was Mikel's best game for Chelsea. A lot of people say, yeah.
And that was on the Champions League night. Osimhen has not done anything in Champions League. I'm sorry to say.
Scored against my club.
So, yeah, but that is you have to do something like punch game. Yeah, like he has not won. It's just Scudetto. He has not won. How many times has he won Scudetto? Once. Yeah, so he needs to live up to the name Osimhen, Victor Osimhen. Like he needs to make sure that when he's done they will call him like the best striker that ever walked in Nigeria. He needs to raise the bar. Everyone needs to forget about Yekini and remember Victor Osimhen. So he has the skill set, and definitely he should achieve it. Whether it's 2 years or 3 years, he should play like in Europe. Then Saudi Arabia will always be there. Imagine he does well, wins the Premier League or wins La Liga and wins a Champions League. When he's going there, that same money they wanted to give, they'll give it to him. So that's why.
It's
All
my
right, Uche, I have to let you go now because we have one more caller for Smith Layi's sake. Because
I
if
have
it's,
to. I went 30 minutes late though.
it's because if it's left to me, we can stay here for long. But Smith Layi is in the UK, so we have to let him go to bed.
Oh yeah. Don't reach 12.
So let me just, Uche, I'll let you go now, and then I'll bring Sports Gather on. Sports Gather, you have maybe
Okay.
3 minutes
And
max.
I'm back.
1 minute. Or we got just
But yeah, thank you
wrong.
very much, Uche. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, Sports Ghana, quickly. You're just, because I'm not even supposed to even bring you on, but
Yeah, no
now
worries.
because
No
say you
worries.
support us today, now I say, okay, let me take your call. Okay, very
So,
quickly, what do you have
so
to say?
yeah. So what I just wanted to say is like Mr. Didotu was correct. Like we're really not doing anything in our youth football. Like we need to come together and ask ourselves, do we just want to be winning these cups or are we looking at, future growth?
Even these cups are not
Because
winning.
because we're not even winning since they started putting, stricting down on MRIs and, cutting down on some things. We don't even win it. Because if you look at the countries that are doing well now, like if you look at Mali, Senegal, if you look at them, they do have a very strong academy. Like CIV and Mali, they share the JMG academy between themselves, the one that's associated to ASEC. Then there's Aspire and all that. So the countries that are taking these academies very seriously, have it structured, they're the ones doing well. All we have is Beyond Limit, and it's just one guy doing his own thing. Is he structured? Does he have good partnerships? Because most of his players don't really do that well. When they go abroad, they kind of struggle. So we need to pick it up and know that what we want to do is build our youth football, because believe me or not, we're likely not going to qualify for the Olympics under 23 for at least the next 16 years, because we don't even have any talent pool to support that.
16 years is a long time.
No. See, the rot has happened gradually. If you notice this rot, it's been happening since Pinnick entered. The last guy that helped youth football was Megari, and we are still enjoying those guys, small. The last set that did well, that's them Chukwueze set. But if you look at since Pinnick set, every talent that has been coming, like we don't even have a talent that's equivalent to this guy in Sierra Leone, this boy they call Mika, that has gone from on the 17, on the 20, on the 23. Like we don't have any player in that mode. It's either they play on the 17, then they wipe out. New set will come in on the 20. They wipe out on the 23. We play 2 games, get knocked out. We don't even make it to the AFCON, and we call it a day. So we don't have that talent pool. When Chukwueze and Iheanacho was playing, as at 2017, 2019, you were looking forward to that talent. You were like, we had these boys that did well 4 years ago, but right now you can't even look forward to any talent. Like I don't even know the boys that played in 2019 or 2021. Like I don't even know what their names are like that. So that's how bad.
2019 was the year of Igor Ogu, Super Ego.
Yeah. It was Igor Ogu. The 2 guys. Okay, the 3 guys were actually okay. See, like Igor Ogu was not even the 3 guys that we really thought were going to do well. Olakunle, Amu, and the captain, Tijana. No. Well, that was
Tijani was 2019.
Yeah, on the 17.
Under 17. But you're talking about under 20.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's talking about 17.
I'm just talking about all of them. Like
okay, you're just saying youth team in general.
Yeah, we don't really have any prospect that we are looking out like that for. Like we're wild about. And then this Unity Cup, Smith, you just said something like Musa is going for ambassadorial work. But if that's any truth, because I heard Mikel is in the country, I don't know whether NFF called him for that purpose or he came to do his own private thing. I know he's in Nigeria right now.
Cool.
But Mikel Obi.
Oh. I think he went to Kenya to do some brand something in Kenya. So maybe he just went to Nigeria.
He's not there on NFF capacity or all that. Okay.
I wouldn't think so.
I was thinking maybe he was invited for that whole ambassadorial work to UK. But if that's the process, if that's their thought process, if I thought there's any truth, Musa is not the one you really want. You want to use people that actually have some kind of diaspora thinking. People like Ekong, Balogun, Daniel Shitu, pick from these guys. Like we always do things backward. Like we have a game, Unity Cup. We are likely going to use a poor team. And then we have a friendly window coming. We're only going to play one game, and it's almost like a hide and seek. Like we're even ashamed to announce it. But South Africa has two games. Algeria has two games. In fact, almost everybody has two games. But our main national team will be playing just one game, and that does not even make sense. I don't know if the NFF guys don't even look forward to this kind of things and like have foresight and like, okay, these are our opponents. These guys are likely going to play two solid games, but we're just only going to play one game. That doesn't make sense. So these are the kind of things.
That wasn't really sure. Is it sure? Because I will not be surprised that if you travel to that place and they allow you back in some certain countries.
That is it.
They may allow you because I know Cameroon played Russia and played another team one period.
I mean, people are traveling. People are
Yeah,
traveling in
people
and
are
out of
playing
Russia.
Russia,
It's
like,
just the kind of game that you go and play as they come out. You go just cover your face. They go because
yeah,
why are you
like
playing?
you're ashamed. Yeah, yeah. Like, is it that we cannot get teams? Like,
I mean, and that's why I can't remember who was saying it, but you have to question a little bit the match agent of the NFF. I like him. I've worked with him in the past, Hyro. But you get all this money to be our match agents. You need to find us better matches.
yeah,
And he
need
has
to
found
come
us
up.
some good matches in the past. So I'm not trying to say he does not know his work, but I don't know if it's that right now we're just
Yeah.
not of interest to anybody because we go to who is ready to pay us to come for their match. We know the organized match. Now who won't pay us, we go pay.
Why can't you play
But we
at
need
home?
to start doing that. We need to start paying. Like you can't always be the one on the receiving
You
end every
think you
time.
think
Yeah.
is the NFF ready to start doing that? That's the
See,
question.
see, to rent a stadium in London, like Fulham Stadium or even the Brentford Stadium, it's not that expensive. You can do that. Pay the just meet the team half and half on other expenses, but just pay the stadium fee and other little overheads. But we always want to be the one eating, getting paid every time. Like teams start
They
getting
can't book
tired of
because
that.
they want to book stadium.
Well, sports guy, I have to let you go, but
Okay, don't worry. It
thank
was
you
nice
very
chatting with
much,
you
man.
guys. All right, take
Nice
care,
to hear
guys.
from you. All right, thank you very much.
Yeah. We
Okay,
don't overshoot again today.
we've overshot, but before we go, let me just show people
He's the first player
what we
that
have coming.
when he made mistake, some people went to different religious area to go and lay a course, like just to go and be abusing him.
We are here for another exciting episode of ET Ranks, where we rank Nigerian players based on different categories. Today, we are ranking Nigeria's best ever midfielders.
I would have dropped into world class if I want to look at some things that he did.
So if we drop him into world class, everybody in Nigeria will come for you.
You guys just hajjo me on this one.
It's like, just give your ranking and move on. Stop.
Okay, one class. Give me one class.
Greatest Nigerian midfielder of all time. 3, 2, 1. That
He's
one
the
is
first.
that one is an exciting video that I'm looking forward to watching and for you guys to watch. As I'm saying, I'm looking forward to watching like I was not there. I'm looking forward,
No,
to let you guys watch that video. It's going to
I
be
love it
an
too.
exciting one. It's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah.
ET ranks ranking the top 20 Nigerian midfielders of all time. The video is going to be live on Eagles Tracker on Friday. So please make sure you check that one out. And like, share with your friends, let other people enjoy the content as well. The video is going to be live on Friday, so please do not miss out. We've been talking a lot about the Nigeria under 20, so I'll be remiss to not let you know that their final group stage match is coming up in 2 days on Wednesday against Kenya under 20. So please watch them, and hopefully they can put in a better performance than their previous two games. Tomorrow we are going to be debating, so please, if there's any topic you want to debate, leave it in the comments after this video, after the live. Leave it in the comments. Let us know what topic you want to debate, and we can prepare for you to come on live tomorrow. And then we'll have some topics from our side as well. So please join us tomorrow, same time, for Basbos, for violence. Come with your best points, your best debate topics, but let us know ahead of time so that we can book you and schedule you in. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to take you. So if you want to come and, maybe something I've said in the past that you want to come and fight me on, or something that Smith Layi has said in the past that you want to come and fight me on, no be to just the insult for comments every time, because there's one guy here that today just came to come and insult. It's not just to come and be insulting. Tell us, okay, you want to come and debate this topic. We will schedule you in. You will have your time. Come with your face, with your voice. Let's hear you talk. So please, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. West African time, and also, UK time. Join us for that one. Anything you want to debate or you want us to debate, leave it in the comments. Thank you very much. And that is where we're going to wrap up for today. Make sure you watch ET Ranks on Friday. Make sure you also join us at Friday nights for Niger Football Club with gun football or on gun football. And then, of course, lots more to come. I've just to let you guys know, I've put the Home of Nigerian Football podcast on a temporary pause until June, just because I have other projects that I'm working on this month. So the ET ranks videos are going to be coming on this month. Next month, the interviews are going to keep coming. Interview scheduled with Yakubu, interview scheduled with Daniel Akwi, interview scheduled with Sani Keita, and Leon Balogun scheduled as well. Some of these, the ones that are active players, we're kind of waiting for their season to end so that they have a bit more time and more to talk about. And then there's so much more content that will come over the course of the summer and going into next season as well. Lots of Nigerian players are going to be on the move, so we're going to be talking about that with them when they make their moves, or some before they make their moves. It's going to be an exciting time. So please make sure you stay locked in. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. If you are watching this and you still haven't liked the video, please don't let me magic in shape like the video. Like the video. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And somebody's asking, where do we book to schedule? So if you want to debate any topic, once this live stream ends, just go under the video in the comments and let us know what you want to talk about, what topic you want to debate. I'll also make a post in our community. You know how you can make posts on YouTube that are not a video. I'll also make a post so that people can comment and let us know what they want to debate. That way we can see it, we can schedule you in, and we know that you are going to be on with us tomorrow. So, well, if you are in the UK or Nigeria, that's today for you. But Tuesday is what I'm talking about. Tuesday. Um, Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
Smilai,
you. Yeah.
thank you very much. I hope
Thank
you
you.
guys have enjoyed it. This has been the Naija FC podcast.